space like 2 minutes ago. Give it about 10 minutes so more people can join. What's up, Eco?
What's going on now?
Hello.
Yo, clean the
I just
reptile
opened up the space like 2 minutes ago. Give it about 10 minutes so more people can join. What's up, Eco?
What's going on now?
Rob?
What the fuck's going on now? 10 minutes more what?
What's good,
What?
people? What's good?
What? Yeah. What? You can't last a minute, never mind 10 minutes. You can't even get your dick up, never mind.
We got the first troll of the day, of the night. Man. Watch, we're going to have like 20 of them tonight, maybe 50 of them. Especially with Reptile here. What's up, Lammy? I'm sending a whole bunch of invites right now. You guys can retweet the space. Send invites. Thank you.
How's everybody doing today?
Pretty good, Rob. How about you?
Bro, I'm like getting that feeling back right now. How I'm going to be able to just shit on everybody, bro, because Hex and Pulse is freaking coming back on a tear. And I'm going to be like,
down your
I'll be
mummy's throat.
like, see, I told you, mofo.
On your granddad's grave, too, you little whore. You little goddamn male whore.
Kazriz, be nice, brother. Sorry about that, Hexagon. I used to think about 10 or 20% of my audience were crazy. Then it went up to 30, 40, 50. Now I realize we're all batshit crazy. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, man. We're going to be having a whole bunch of trolls tonight. But it's all good. I got my finger on the trigger right now. Ready. Let's just wait a few minutes. I'm sending a whole bunch of invites right now.
But you're right there, Rob. Isn't it true? What a difference a couple of days makes, huh? 30 days ago, 40 days ago, you're like, fuck it, it's never going up. Then, I should have got more. Fucking damn it. Don't see what happens. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. Where are we now? Jesus, man.
What's nice also is just I'm not catching shit from everybody right now. You know, everybody's like, oh, it's coming back. And so they're not, griping on me. You know, I'm like, see, I told you.
Classic.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. I was like at $80,000, 85,000, and now it's like 140. Like, what the fuck, man? I should have just.
Bro, what's crazy to me is that like this, it did all this in 20 days. Like, what's his name said, like 30 days. Like, it's just been on a tear, right? Well, bro, what's it gonna do after freaking we win the SEC, and just like a couple more months? Like, oh my god, bro. Like, we're just getting started. Holy shit.
In retrospect, how long does the bull market actually last? 6 months, 3 months?
Well, hey, do you know what? I'm here today, mate. Hexagon asked me to come in, man, and I'm just here to learn from you guys, see what you are up to within that community. But I wouldn't be here unless I'd put money into this particular blockchain as well, mate. Pulse chain, the community you guys have got, it's fucking awesome. There's no doubt about it. And that's what we're all betting on, aren't we? That it is going to happen again, this bull run. Might have been just a tiny taste of what's coming, hopefully.
What's insane to me is still the gatekeeping, though. Like with Ran on the banter bubbles. Like, dude, come on, bro. Like, you seriously? Are you still? Is he like a paid shill? Is he like getting paid from somebody to like put Pulse down or like not put us in the bubbles? Like, I don't get it, bro. Like, I still don't get how people are still like this chain, and then also how like even when who was he on stream with? He was on stream with somebody. Oh, with Boots and with Roots or whatever his name is. and B-Roots. And he goes, and B-Roots is like, oh yeah, you know, I really like Pulse Chain. And then you see Rand's face. He was like, what? Pulse Chain? I was like, dude, fuck you, bro. Dude, I've met that guy in person, bro. He's a little twat, bro. But I'll see him again at one of the shows. They're like, dude, what's your problem?
It hit the bubble because the bubble was so big, and you couldn't see everything else. That's the excuse.
Right? He would have dwarfed everything that he had on there.
But you know what? That's what we're trying to do, isn't it? Trying to buy the depression, not trying to buy something that's already got a huge market cap. And as I said before, mate, the only two blockchains that I'm really putting money into is ICP and, of course, Pulse Chain. Now, people think that's crazy. No way, man. Cycle 1's never even had its chance to run. And the fact that nobody knows about it or is using it might be to our advantage. You know what I mean, Rob D? We're trying to be early on this.
Yeah, I like ICP too. Like I like anything that really has some type of use case and you know is really has a reason to belong, right? And ICP, I like what they were saying the other day that on the space that Hexicano freaking put up, which was awesome. Like I liked what those guys were saying. I was like, it was cool, you know. I'm not a freaking like one chain and that's it, you know. I want to know other stuff. I want to, you know, there's a lot of different tools in the shed. Let's use it all.
I bought their chart and then got out.
Yeah, we had an ICP collaboration the other day. We had it 2 times in a row.
Yeah, that shit was dope, bro. Props on that.
Yeah. I was actually saw that post that you did, man. I was going to ask you about it too. Now, the title was Hex versus ICP, the debate. But now tell us about it.
Yeah, you know what's funny is that I should have just named it ICP because it was just mostly about them that night. Like, it's just like you can't compare the two. They're two totally different things. Totally different things. So it's like, you know, I should have just named it Pulse Chain versus ICP, but still, you can't really compare that. They're two totally
exactly, man. You look at Pulse Chain too, man. It's like a layer one of ETH, a good one too. And I listen to your friend Somi. He's an Australian guy. I'm sure everyone knows him in this room right now, but I'm a huge fan of him. And I'm still learning crypto. I learn a lot every week. But he talks about what you need for it. And the main thing is a strong community. Both ICP and Pulse Chain have really strong communities, man. You guys are fucking not going anywhere. You know, Katie Crypto, Johnny K, or someone mentioned Beetroots before. That's an awesome community. One of the strongest I've ever seen, mate. And
yeah, I was pretty surprised that I was pretty surprised that your Reptile were already got some Hex or Pulse Chain last year. Whenever Kumar space, he fell asleep, so we took advantage of the situation and we started talking about Hex. You're like, yeah, man, I got some Hex also. I was like, whoa, for real, yeah. I don't even remember that, but it was like a long time ago, like a year ago.
Yeah, man. Now, it's been a hard road, hasn't it, even for something like that? Imagine the people who did the sacrifice. It just didn't work out. Doesn't mean it's all over. And by the way, the community, man, fighting a hell of a lot of fights. Sometimes that's a good thing. That's right towards the end. And the founder, dude, let's face it. I'm a big fan of just fucking certain characters. And one of those, dude, is that guy, man, Richard Hart, that founder. It's a perfect narrative. Where's he been? Why isn't he streaming? He's getting sued by the SEC. I'm betting on this thing turning around where he comes back and then it's just on like Donkey Kong, who apparently has, thousands of ETH ready to go. I'd take him over some.
All day long, bro.
All day long, mate. I'll go with the eccentric.
I'm with you, bro. Let's run together, bro. Shoulder to shoulder.
Founder. He'll pump it again, not because he wants more money, but because he has to, because his ego's that big.
I wouldn't say ego. I'd say that's kind of got a negative connotation just because I know him. I used to speak to him weekly, I guess before he got sued, I guess. And no, man, it's not.
Tell us the full story. This is amazing. I didn't mean it in a bad way, but you know.
No.
Still, some of those classic videos. You just
everybody thinks no, it's all good. Well, that's the thing. Yeah. Everybody has like this because he has such a strong online persona. Very few know his real life persona. And so, like, for me, his real life persona is like complete gentleman and super smart, bro. I swear to you, bro, I'm not kidding. He is the smartest guy that I've ever spoken to in my entire life. Like not that he's playing chess with you, but he's already like 3-4 moves ahead of you. Like, and I say this like, because I've had a lot of conference calls with him with like business calls. and just, dude, he's the king in the room. Like everybody's just listening to him and just being floored by him. I'm a sponge. Every time I'm listening to him, I'm just like soaking up everything that he's saying, because he's just such a like just a super smart guy. Like everything just out of his worth is eloquent, and it's just and to the point and precise, and just like, dude, it's amazing. It's amazing to listen to and watch.
Some of those early interviews when he was on video and doing all those streams and stuff, you can learn so much from him. He'd hold his own with almost any founder, don't you reckon?
The best one was the Craig Wright takedown. That was my moment. The way he just destroyed Craig Wright.
Totally.
That was just
some of those interviews are just legendary, mate. I could watch them over and over again.
But who has the balls in crypto to do something like that? You know what I'm saying?
Nobody,
like that took
mate.
balls
to
take him down.
Back and it's gonna pump. That's why he's coming back and it's gonna pump for sure. It's a perfect story, can't you see? Has to end good, doesn't it?
Has to, bro. Totally.
Hey, tell us about him, man. How'd you know him for so long? If you don't mind, I'd actually like to hear it because he's a mysterious character.
I think because I also lived in Florida. Like when I got into crypto in 15, I was in Miami, and I got heavily into mining. And I had my own miner. I went to China. I lived in China for almost a year in Shenzhen, and I created my own miner. And this miner couldn't catch on fire. It had like some cool technology that I got from a buddy of mine. So it was like a safety kind of thing. And so he ended up calling me, reaching out to me, to do a deal for one of his New York buddies. They wanted to buy $20 million worth of miners. And so that was like my first, like he reached out to me, bro.
Is this Bitcoin? Is this Bitcoin that you're mining, or what's going on?
Yeah. It was a Bitcoin miner. It was a SHA-256 miner that I invented.
Tell us back then, how much could you mine? Like, give us an example.
The machine at that time was 50. What was that? My first machine, I think, was a 56 terahash machine, and that was like top of the line. That was like the fastest machine you can get at that time. And now they're at like, they're up over. I think the new machines. What's Miner's got a submersible, like a liquid machine that's pumping almost 400 terahash, I think, which is just insane if you think about it. Which means that the computer. 1 terahash, it means it's doing 1 trillion computations per second. So this.
Right, how much Bitcoin could you get out of it? Give me an example in one day, or a week, or whatever.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what. I don't.
Yes, you do, Robert.
No, because the calculator. No, at that time it just varies. It varies. How
Give
many.
Give me just an example. Make something up.
I don't know, dude. I couldn't remember how much we were mining back then.
Hey, were you doing it around the same time as Richard Hart? So you spoke to him about this. You guys had the vision to get this stuff and hold it. Is that right?
What do you mean hit the vision?
Like, because he was also mining it way back in the day, wasn't he?
Well, personally, I don't know. I mean,
see lots of people, mate. They threw their hard drives out. They thought it was just used to buy stuff. They didn't understand. They made it,
Oh, he was mining
maybe a 10x on it. He just sold it all.
No, he was mining with his laptop, bro. So he was making 50 Bitcoins per day, I think. Like back in the day, back in like 2010, 2011. I mean, when you're mining back
50
then,
50 Bitcoin a day. That's not too long ago at all, is it? Isn't that crazy?
Right?
Wow.
It's nuts. Yeah, man, I've seen some crazy stuff, man. Like I remember in 2017 at the Miami Bitcoin conference, I met some kid. He was like 19 years old, bro. He showed me his wallet on his phone. He had 7,000 Bitcoins on his freaking wallet on his phone. I was like, what? I was like, holy crap. Like crazy, bro. Just nuts, man.
Oh my God. Where's the time machine, Doc? Hey, but do you know what? When you see these stories, you quickly think, man, it's over. I've lost it. But I quickly started to realize what's the next ones here. And it doesn't have to be thousands and thousands of X, but maybe, a good few X's. What are the next blockchains that can do it? That's why I'm in ICP and that's why I'm in Pulse Chain as well. Under $1 billion, isn't it? Really?
Mhm.
This thing could go to 50,
Yeah,
can't it? In a bull run? Hell yes.
We just had Hex go up 400% in 2.5 weeks. I mean, there's money to be made all over the place.
I was listening to Somi the other day. He was talking about the liquidity, and people can argue that it's thin, but he just says it only takes like 150 mil to be injected into Hex, and it'll 100x. Could it do it again? Wouldn't surprise me one bit.
And actually, when Hex goes up, Pulse goes up, because you have to buy Pulse in order to buy Hex. That's how, this is what Rob was saying about the liquidity pairings. How he paired this ecosystem up is pretty smart. If you're bringing in the stable coins, you're pushing them into Pulse first, and then you're pushing them into Hex. So anybody who's buying Hex is actually buying Pulse and pumping that price. So it's a pretty organized pump, which it basically helps both coins at the same time.
Right
man,
now, I
that's
think
awesome.
like this is vindication time, right? Because we've been through a lot. Pulse chain, the sacrifice. I mean, me too. I mean, I dumped almost $1 million into the sacrifice. I'm on the top 100 freaking on the sacrifice list. So it's like I hear it, you know, from my wife and just everybody, my family, you know, that I'm a complete moron. You know, you've put all that money into that, you know. So now it's like vindication time because I still believe and I still know that Pulse Chain is a great blockchain. It has utility. Hex is amazing. It's your savings account. Um, Pulse is, you know, better than Ethereum. So it's got all this, you know, cool little pieces here and there. But now it's vindication time because now look at this. We ripped up, you know, like I said, 300% in such a short time. It's like, okay, wow, I can breathe a little bit, catch my bearings, and let's go now. And let's onboard people. Let's tell people about this and get more people because that's what it's going to need. That you know, even though you got cool you know, facets to your coin, you know, you need the community. You need more people coming in. You need use case. You need all that. You know, that's how blockchains survive is with the community and growing the community.
And you know what? If you are a new investor, think about it. You get a chance to get it a lot cheaper than the people who sacrificed way back when. See? It's an opportunity. But yeah, it's a crazy game, mate. It could all go at any time. But yeah, well said. That's what I want to talk to you guys about. What sort of you know, meme coins do you like? I've dabbled around and played around a little bit with some of this stuff. But it's got to be better than some of these Solana meme coins, doesn't it? They just rug you non-stop, at least here in Pulse Chain. You got these communities that are creating all these awesome meme coins and stuff. I'm sure you guys are into that.
Bro, look, what about Moondang, right? Like I saw that and I'm like, this Moondang. I'm like, oh my gosh, why didn't I see that and pick up some of that?
It's like, mate, what am I doing? I'm putting money into something called Dick with Bart. Okay, fuck it, let's do it. And the crazy thing is, if the actual PLS and all that pump, man, imagine what the meme coins will do. Holy Jesus. Could be untapped, mate, off the chain.
A lot of them tied straight into Pulse, so they have a pretty strong pairing with Pulse. If they can hold their peg, they're going to make money. If it's a really tiny pull, they won't. They'll just get drained out. But it's possible some of these, you can see some of them have like $1 million or so in the liquidity pool. That's a pretty good chunk of Pulse, especially at Pulse 10Xs, you know.
Hey, give us an
So
idea of that. Let's just say Pulse did a 10x. What would that mean for the meme coins? Sorry, PLSX, you there, bro? Yeah, Rob. So hanging out with Richard.
I mean, yeah, I don't really have much on meme coins, but we could say, I mean, you could call anything a meme coin, right? Think about it. Like Hex is a meme. You know, we're
Yeah, I know. It's hard to say. It's
decentralizing
hard
the
to say.
banks, right? We're taking the yield from the banks and giving it to the people, right? Like this. I mean, you could call it utility. You could call it a meme, right? It pumps really hard, and the cool thing is, people don't understand how you can pull liquidity to pump your coin. So you might have a lot of liquidity. When it starts pumping, guess what the LP providers do? They yank that thing because do they want to lose money? No, they got to pull out. And then that makes the coin pump even faster. Trap, what's up? Eco Build.
What's up, bro?
We got a hurricane. We got, what's it? Helena.
It already happened. Did a lot of devastation already. Helene. Helene. People keep saying Helena. There is no A at the end of it.
Sorry. I'm not in
No,
Florida.
you're
at the
good.
moment.
No, you're good, bro. You're good. You're good. But a lot of people say
There was a
and
bunch
it's
of
like,
Hexicans down there. There was a bunch of Hexicans chilling in Florida during this
yeah,
thing. I told them you can't access your crypto, so we're gonna pump hard, guys.
yep. Is this a real pump or a fake pump? Pumptober. See, I'm more
Yeah,
of
we
a
gotta have.
believer that
We
it's
need
not
more
gonna
mini
happen.
pumps. Well, you get mini pumps, that gets everybody out of their coins, and then you
Yeah,
get the real
exactly.
pump, and everybody's
Go-
gonna
What
get
did Brent?
wrecked.
Hey, what did Richard's best friend say?
Pullbacks are good.
Bottom, by the bottom, by the bottom, and then you go to the final bottom. I don't think we've reached our final bottom yet. My thoughts. And look when he tweeted, Brent Morrissey. Everybody should go follow him. I mean, literally, that dude is everywhere with Richard. You see Richard, Brent's with him. I would kind of pay attention to what he says.
Pulse DCA said something that Richard actually tweeted about the liquidity pools, the pairing that's got to create like some good pumps, regardless of which RH coins you got, which is a lot better than just having pooled liquidity with just stables. You're not getting as much money to pump.
Yeah, and man, we got to stop doing some of these ratios too. You know, my goodness, stay on your coin; it'll work.
Hey, Trap Gravity, give us a rundown of what this dude said, and that's leading into, you know, what sort of thing are you doing? Are you just selling it, buying it and selling it quickly, or you guys sound similar to me, which is I'm not that smart. I'm trying to buy it down here in the bottoms. It could fucking halve again. Wouldn't surprise me one bit. Trap Gravity, all of crypto. But we're just gonna have to
No,
keep
I mean,
buying
I'm
and
just
praying for the bull run. The dudes I listen to reckon, you know, late next year or sometimes around middle of next year is when it could really start kicking off. But who knows, bro? Tell us what he said.
what? Who said?
The
Highway?
dude who was hanging
Brent,
out with Richard Hart.
Brent Morrissey.
Oh, Brent. Brent just said buy the bottom, then you buy the bottom, then you buy the bottom, then you buy the final bottom. And if you look at when he tweeted that out, go follow it. It's Brent Morrissey, Morrisey on Twitter. He's always with Richard. Always with
Can you
Richard.
pin it? Can we find it? Can you pin it to the top?
Yeah, I can. I'll pin it to the top.
So
Find
see
it
how
for
hard
us.
that's hard for people to do, isn't that? So hard for people to do because I just feel like, what the fuck am I doing? That's crypto for you, man. But no, I totally know what he means. And
Well, I
let's
try
pray
to
it all
little-
works out. Huh?
look.
It's crazy.
We've seen Richard with him. We've seen them together from the highest of stakes to whenever Hex had its 2-year anniversary. Whenever Richard got out the Rolls Royce, who's the dude right there next to him? Brent Morrissey. You know, so there is a definite relation. Brent Morrissey has Hex 2, the license plate Hex 2 in Europe. They're so tied. They're like tied at the hip. And I just think that's somebody that we should really pay attention. I'd pay attention to what Brent says over all these other cucks out here in the space that are like, oh, I know Richard. I talked to Richard. Bullshit. You know, we seen you with Richard one time at the Hex documentary and you shaking Richard saying, I wasn't going to make it. I wasn't going to make it. But, you know, who's with Richard all the time? So let me go find it real quick. Let me mute myself. I'm going to go look. Basically, what I'm saying is, though, is I don't think we've hit our bottom yet. And then we don't know what's going to happen in October. Is it good? Is it bad? I hope it's good, but it could be bad. Who knows? None of us know.
Well, we got an election coming up, which should cause some volatility, perhaps.
If you look at history, if history repeats itself like it always does, we'll probably see lower lows, probably around what, November, December.
January 3rd to 5th
Yep.
of
And then
2025.
boom. And then 2025, we're going to take off and go nuclear. You know? So let's say that
My
they push,
trap,
like they go to
trap. My
court.
little son put in 11 million polls this week. This himself. He's 11 years old. He bought 11 million polls. He's a legend.
Hell yeah.
What a G.
He doesn't even have a job. Come on, people. Come on,
And
guys.
you think about for the regular investor who might even just be getting into that, not the dude who's got a lot, which is he's going to lose a lot, but the potential that's there right now, if that's the case, which wouldn't surprise me one bit. Isn't that
He's got
crazy?
a
People have been
timeline.
holding on for all these years. Actually, now these people can come in right before it all takes off potentially and get a better
Yeah.
price than those dudes. See that? The opportunity's right there.
Well, I had a theory also on why we had this
But
pump,
he can wait
and
longer.
it could be
You know, like little guys can wait longer too. He's 11. He can wait 8 years. He can wait you out. Think about it. He can be more patient than a 50-year-old, than a Michael Saylor. He could just chill. He has no bills. Think about that.
Look, he needs money for shit. He can just fucking go to Highway and be like, "Hey, I need new shoes, bro." Highway's responsible as a father. Like, okay, I gotta
I'm
buy
wrecked.
you new
I'm
shoes,
wrecked.
you kid.
I'm wrecked,
You
and
got-
he's a multi-millionaire.
Your son's gonna have more crypto than you, bro.
Till he gets some beautiful
be funny.
cheerleader girlfriend. I want to have pole sex.
Rob, you were saying?
Oh yeah, just this price pump that we've had in the last 20 days. So I had a little theory today. I was thinking about it. I was like, maybe the people in the know, all that are around the lawyers that are around Richard Hart, even this Brent Morrissey that you were saying, that he maybe if he's super close to what's going on, maybe these people know something, and these are the buyers that are buying it up right now because the lawyers kind of have an inkling. They're going back and forth with the prosecutors and the other side, and they're kind of arriving to some type of deal, right? And so it could be that those are the people that are gobbling up Hex right now. That's why we're seeing a pump. So I was thinking about that today.
CZ got 4 months for $4 billion. Richard's on the hook for $12 million. Oh my goodness. Even if he loses, he's gonna win.
For some reason that people think he'll be fined up to $1 billion, like CZ. I don't know why people think that, but
Hey, what's the update on that? Is he allowed to stream Carney? Do you have much information on what's going on with the court case and stuff?
there's nothing official, but we're just gonna assume that like lawyers told Richard like, hey, it's just better to be quiet so they don't just have more ammo on you just in case. Especially with the recent SEC response, they were like making up words that Richard said. That's why Richard's lawyers had to like document like full on streams and timestamps on on his videos and interviews and stuff to be like, why are you lying about me type of deal. So I think it's better that he's not streaming right now, so he's not saying anything too crazy potentially, so they could fuck him over.
Yeah, and he hasn't been convicted, so he's still technically innocent. So there's not like any sanctions on anything he can do or can't do.
Can you guys just
What's the
imagine
thing?
the
He's not
pandemonium?
convicted.
When he okay, if he wins, the pandemonium, the spaces, the Twitter spaces that will be going on after the win. Dude, his post-traded Hex is gonna be freaking out of this world. It's seriously, it's gonna be mind-boggling how much like just news we're gonna get and just how much hype.
Potentially right at the opportune time too. You can see it, can't you? That's what we're all betting on. That's what I'm betting on for sure. Crypto does things like that, man. Especially that dude.
The vindication of loan of people saying he was going to go to jail all these years just to be like, well, I'm officially never going.
What's the thing? He couldn't go to jail with what the SEC is doing. SEC is not.
I know, but you know how people are. I mean,
Yeah.
if you were in
Right.
those spaces like a year ago with like Martin Shkreli stuff, it's like, man, I've seen this type of case and they got put him behind bars. So people freak the hell out, you know?
Look at the FTX girlfriend. My goodness, she barely got any time at all.
What'd she get? How many years? How many years for how much money?
Swear she got about 2 years, as I remember, 2 or 3 years, and gets to come out. She's probably got $1 billion worth of crypto stashed away. There's no justice.
down.
It's just us. Unbelievable.
I've been to jail before. I'll take that. Lock me up for 2 years.
Okay, bro.
Lock
You
me
know,
up
I
for-
always like to ask. You know, you can always. I don't have to answer it. Tell us what happened, bro. How many people did you kill again?
No, I've never went to prison. I've just been arrested. That's it.
I ain't killing nobody.
I thought you just said that you'd been to prison, but maybe I heard wrong. Thank you.
Jail and prison.
Jail
and prison are different.
How weird is this shit in Australia? They spell it GAOL. I'm like, really? Even Australians don't even like to spell it that way, as opposed to JAIL. You're going to jail, kid. Did you get locked up for the night?
Yeah, absolutely.
That was when Hex went down 99%, wasn't it?
Oh no, this was long. This is
Stake your hex. You
so
stake your
many
hex
years.
for 4 years, then you go to jail for 4 years. You get out and you're loaded.
Bitcoin wasn't created at this time.
You know the Silk Road guy. What's his face? Albrecht. I mean, he's probably got a stash of bitcoins, and Ross. He's probably just waiting to get out, nuke the chart. And as long as he's in jail, Bitcoin's going to go up. But if he ever gets out of jail, you better watch out. He might get some revenge nuking.
Didn't the FBI agents steal all that Bitcoin though?
Rogue agents, right? I mean, that's how they supposedly did Gox. Supposedly got hacked by some officials.
That's a scary thing, isn't it? That there's wallets out there that could just tank it. That's any crypto. Crazy, man.
That's any crypto, but they only talk about it with RH's coins for some reason.
But yet they don't realize that the OA is a algorithmic program that never has to dump on us. You know, what would AI achieve? AI
And it's only
provides shit.
60% of the ownership of the Hex supply. I don't know about the other coins, but for Hex, it's just 60. That's not even close to like the ownership in Binance, for example.
Well, it's basically everybody ESing. We just got a hex payout of 8 hex per T share.
I love
so
it.
that's an extra hex. We
All
earned
because
one
a guy
extra
could have
hex
waited
per
21
T-share.
days. A guy could have waited 21 days.
21 days. I saw that. I was like, oh my God. Like,
We're gonna get paid like crazy. Next year, the money's starting to roll in. I'm gonna stake out 15 years in a few weeks because these EESs are gonna really start piling in next year. So I'd say get your T-shares while they're cheap. And just sit back and collect. Richard had a good video on it. It was like when the price goes up, people EES. When the price goes down, they get scared, then they EES. So the volatility is like taking away all the people's yield left and right. And it's like a pretty smart system. So over time, it's only the few patient people who are left.
Anyways, I've been looking at Brent Morrissey's Twitter, and there's a lot of tweets that have been deleted. Just go look at his Twitter. How do I pin his actual Twitter at the top?
You
Yeah,
I've been trying
to link a tweet too, and it's not showing up.
Yeah, dude, his Twitter goes from August, and then it goes into early this year, and then a couple weeks ago. It's not all his tweets that he's ever put out.
Hey guys, you let me know about this one. Well, one thing I did notice using Pulse Chain, I could imagine, I got a few mates who I try to help out. They might help me out. And, I know when I show them bridging, they don't like it. See that? What's the update? And remember, at the beginning, for months, you had to actually have PLS to get in there. But lots of people couldn't even get their hands on a little bit of PLS to pay for that initial transfer. What's the go with it now? Is it easier to do? Are you guys sorting that out? I'm sure you're onto
You
it.
can buy Rat Pulse and ETH if you're coming in from ETH, and then I'll just turn it to Pulse once you bridge it over. You could buy Pulse straight up to OX Coast, and then you're right there in the Pulse ecosystem, right there. So it's a lot easier than getting lucky with a faucet or having enough Pulse if you sacrifice, or enough ETH that transferred into Pulse when mainnet went live. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of bridges, but the official bridge is like 15 minutes, so it's not that bad. And if you're a new person, I think they give you some pulse when you first bridge over. But there's other services too, like you could still use changenow.io. If you're familiar with that, you just send them your coin and they'll send you the pulse. You could use Pulse LN, Tokens Express, which goes from Binance. So there's quite a few. There's a few more. So Pulse
Hey,
Wallet.
what made me excited too was Change Now went from you could only swap like 6,000 pulse back early this summer. You could only swap 6,000 pulse at a time, and now it's what, like 66,000 or somewhere around there. So there's bigger limits now with Change Now. It depends on how much money someone's putting in. If someone wants to bridge in $15,000, then use the bridge. But if you're only looking at $500, I would just use Change Now. Literally 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Just depends.
it's fun. It's funny, isn't it? Because I've never had any issues with it, but every time you do it, you can't help but think, fuck. See that? That's one of the problems with it. Getting people actually over there. I'm sure they'll make it even easier as the future goes by. But it's just I kind of see it as just an awesome Ethereum, just a copy of Ethereum that's better and cheaper. It's good, eh? Fucking Ethereum fees are killer, man. In some bull run, it's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, the tax. I mean, I'm still thinking about getting some Ethereum, just hold it because of the whole, I got to pay gas fees on my Hex stake in 2029. So maybe I should grab some right now. And you're like, it's not going to pump as hard, but so we'll see. There'll come a point. Maybe it's the next bear market when I pick some up. I did buy some ETH at 900 bucks. That was a good buy. Yeah.
Even again, thinking about how early people was talking about mining all the Bitcoin and the Ethereum. What is it, under a $2 trillion market? How high can crypto in general go? 10, 100 trillion for sure? Man, something simple as just getting a few Ethereum could pay off big time as well. That's what I'm trying to think of long term, like you guys are.
In all honesty, I think that what's missing for Pulse Chain and Hex is the Asian market. I haven't really seen any like Asian communities in Pulse or Hex. I mean, unless I'm missing something, I don't know, but I haven't seen any. I think that's such a big market.
We got Hex
It
agents.
does exist, but yeah, we have some chats, we have some Asians, but it's weird because they really like centralized. Like for example, there was a month I think when Korea swapped more Bitcoin than any other country in the world, and the problem is it was all centralized, right? They were trading on centralized exchanges, so I think it'll get there, but it might take more time because we're not so centralized exchange focused with our crypto that we use.
That was XRP, weren't it, in 2017? It was trading for twice the price on the South Korean exchanges and the American exchanges.
Yeah, it used
some
to be
great ARB
Bitcoin.
opportunities.
Supposedly,
I was
that's how
arbing back then.
Alameda. Yeah, supposedly Alameda got rich from trading the Korea premium with Bitcoin back in the day, but they actually were losing money. They weren't good at trading.
But that's what killed it, wasn't it? It was Coin Market Cap didn't like showing the South Korean exchanges, so they pulled them beginning of January 2018. Price just dumped from that announcement.
But yeah, it's small. I mean, They just allowed in Taiwan for financial advisors to allow citizens to purchase Bitcoin ETF, which in America, any American can buy a Bitcoin ETF. You just go in your regular brokerage account and just buy some. But over there, they just barely are allowing it. So maybe Asia's going to be a little bit slower, but yeah, China.
What
They
about
might hedge
India?
their own. China.
Still a ban on crypto in India, isn't there?
Dude, what's
But
amazing
look at
to
it.
me is like how everybody talks crap on Richard Hart, but then look at this Alameda chick and SBF. Like, you're gonna give your money to these two people? Like what? Like, and then you're freaking distant. You're distant Richard Hart. Like what? Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, but he's sharing a cell with P, did he?
They were
And
donors
don't
to
forget,
a
Richard
certain
Richard was
party.
calling them all out too. If they'd listened to Richard, it wouldn't have happened. Keeping all their stuff on exchanges and things. That's one thing I do like about him as well. He was talking about the problem with that. Perfect example.
Yeah, not just FTX, but yeah, that saved. Man. Oh, you get your yield, you just 3-4%, and look at BitBoy. He lost all of his altcoins when he put them in there. And what was it? Which one did he put it in? I can't remember the other one that rubbed, but it was the yield one. Gave you like 3% or whatever. And they took all everybody's coins.
It starts with an M. Was it Maddox? I think. What was the one that he really saved a lot of people from getting like really wrecked?
Celsius.
That's what it was. Celsius.
It was
Yeah.
Celsius. Man, there was an
BlockFi.
Asian guy that BlockFi too. There was one Korean guy that's like, you better get your funds off Celsius. And he was like, but I can take the yield and I can buy Hex with it. And I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, and the whole thing rugged.
And if you know what's going on recently, those people at Celsius are like getting revenge. Where if you withdrew your money at a certain time, they got you with a lawsuit trying to get your money and more. It's fucked up.
So Reptile, I don't know if you tried our local apps, but we have a local app now. So you actually download the file and you run the server yourself. It's like GUI based, point and click, and you're running PulseX DEX. You don't need to go to any website anymore. You're literally running the DEX yourself, which takes no computing power and takes, one click to open it up. And you don't need to worry about a website banning you or the website turning off, So yeah, we're at the
Did you know
forefront of
I've seen that, and of course,
decentralization.
yeah, exactly. I've seen that. Of course, I've been too lazy to do it. But no, you're so right. That's decentralization, being able to do that. Don't tell me that's not cool. See that? You could call it like the last of the DeFi, really. The ledge. It's great. Good on him doing that. That's
Well,
fucking
it's like
awesome, man.
cypherpunk. Yeah, it's like real cypherpunk stuff, right? Like you're literally able to, if there was no websites on the earth, you can interact directly with the blockchain yourself and use it in a GUI, not actually punching through to your validator.
Did you know that's a huge selling point for Pulse Chain? And man, you should be pushing. The community should be pushing that a lot, man. That's a huge selling point for this blockchain.
It's bigger. I think it's bigger than cheaper, faster, Ethereum fork. I think that is the thing that we have that nobody else has is we're not connected to any centralized Amazon web service that can rug us. You know what I mean? Like no matter what happens, I can just click that little file and I can trade my coins. I don't need to KYC. I don't need to worry about some website turning off on me. It's pretty slick.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm sure there's lots of tutorials and stuff on it. I'm definitely going to do that next time I get in there.
Just go to the main website. Yeah, the main website. They got it for everything now. They have the bridge. They even have it for Ethereum. ETHhex.com. If you want the eHex, the Ethereum version of Hex, they even got a website for that where you can download the file and run it.
That's so cool, man. That's really cool. Hey, are you guys using Pulse X when you do the swaps and stuff still, or what are you guys using?
Yeah. I mean that most of the time that's the best place to get your trades because it has the most liquidity pools. So app.pulsex.com. Yeah, that's the one. And yeah, just don't grab a false website. By the way, there's a ton
I
of
remember
fake
Sammy talking to,
bridges.
yeah.
So be careful.
Man.
Yeah, don't Google these links. Go to postchain.com. Don't Google the link because there's at least 3 or 4 misspelled bridge.pulsechain.com. They misspell it, and then you search on Google, and you're like, oh, here's the pulse chain bridge. You click on it, you get all your funds taken away from you. So,
And if you're in doubt, find the YouTube channel with one of the many influencers. Double check it on there.
CoinMarketCap's a good place too to go straight to the source if you want the websites. But yeah, man, you hear the horror stories, don't you? I've heard a few this year alone. Hundreds of thousands of dollars just evaporated in a second.
When are Americans going to realize that their dollar is worth 35% less now than it did 2 years ago? And now all your ports are closing, so to cover it up. And crypto's your only way of,
it's going to happen.
so
We're going to
your only way
realize
of protecting yourself from it at the moment.
The reality is a lot of people are going to be hurt.
Well, you're going to think the dollar looks like it's. The banks in America have all put warnings out against the dollar. The UK banks have put warnings out against the dollar. All your ports are about on the East Coast are about to go on strike. Just at the same time, the dollar's about to looks like it wants to collapse. Tinfoil hat here. They're going to cover it with this port strike.
Well, the money printer started, man. The money supply is increasing. It was decreasing, but now we're back at it. So we're gonna have more dollar bills. They're coming in hot, and hopefully they'll be flowing into crypto.
You know what else is awesome? PLSX as well. Just how that Uniswap, or its version of Uniswap, PulseX, actually has a burn in. I remember Somi saying that if Uniswap did that, apparently it was meant to, would have been worth heaps more. But PulseX, just that burn, it's already burnt like 5%. Man, imagine what that could do once it really heats up. That's awesome.
And PulseX is never going to give you a warning that a coin is not a centralized exchange or flat out won't let you trade a coin. You can do what you want.
Yeah, just chill. You don't even have to stake PulseX. You don't have to do nothing. You just wait, and the coins disappear. So your
we just
total
reached
amount
1 trillion
could be the
burnt.
same. So there's like 2 trillion for sale, and there's 1 trillion gone already. So in like a couple of years here, there's going to be a severe supply shock.
The only thing I don't trust, the only thing I don't trust now is MetaMask.
Yeah, you got to use Rabby wallet.
And that's why Richard made the software version for us just run our own shit, so you don't have to deal. Well, you still kind of do, right? Deal with a MetaMask, but it's a step in the right direction where we don't have to be dependent on those guys.
One of my friends, one of my mates over here, for some reason, his MetaMask would log onto every chain via Pulse this evening. So he's just put his keys into Internet Money. Then hey presto, he can see all his Pulse chain balances.
Yeah, I've sometimes had a few issues with MetaMask, just specifically on Pulse Chain. Don't know what it is.
Rabby is literally perfect for Pulse Chain.
Rabby.
Yeah, Rabby.io. And plus, Rabby is owned by D-Bank. So they got a lot of resources. They even do gas. So if you need Pulse gas, you can just click and they'll give you Pulse in your wallet. You have to pay in Bitcoin or ETH or whatever you want to give them in another chain, and they'll give you Pulse in your wallet. So it's pretty cool.
And they have it's just one button away to revoke any contracts if you've been messing around some sketchy areas.
Also, Rabby is like double signature. Like you have to like confirm and then confirm again. So it's like, in case you're like, wait, hold on.
Yeah, it'll simulate the transaction. It'll show you, hey, you're giving all your coins away, and it'll also, you can whitelist, which is really, really important. You whitelist an address, and then you're sending it to a good address and not to some X contract address where you're going to lose all your coins.
Yeah, Richard also warned about that, right? He warned about that. He said about people getting addresses that are like the last 4 or 5 numbers are the same as your address. And that's whitelisting the address is super important for that.
Hey, how do you spell Rabby again? It's not Rabbi, is it?
RABBY.io.
got it. Okay, then gotcha. So you guys would recommend downloading the Rabby wallet and transferring it all from the MetaMask over to that? Would you recommend doing that?
Bro, the heavens gates will open for you with that. When you get Rabby, bro, if you've been using MetaMask and you jump onto Rabby, you're like, oh, it's like the gates have opened.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you
man.
can use a hardware wallet. You can use a hardware wallet with Rabby. It works with both kinds. Also, just make sure you get it. Yeah, download the. Well, you can get the extension. You know, a little extension store. Just get it from the main website though.
Too easy, bro. I'm following you now too, PLSX. So if I have any issues, I might have to DM you, bro. Doesn't sound too difficult, but that's awesome.
And by the way, they are doing a point system, which you never know what's going to happen. They could give an airdrop, you know, for Rabby. I've already done 2. There's been 2 points doled out. I don't know if they're going to do more, but it's a higher potential than MetaMask giving an airdrop.
Too easy. Hey, so I need some tips, dudes. What do you like? The meme stuff. What's the tips right now? I'm here with my notepad and pen, and I'm serious. I'll throw a bit of PLS around, get ready for the bull run. Let's go! What do you like, boys?
Ink is pretty good. INC.
Ink, yeah, absolutely. I do have a bit of that. That's like the rewards, isn't it? When people are staking all the time, you get ink. Actually did all right on ink.
Yeah.
Dropped all the way to seemingly nothing, then pumps, goes back down. It's just crazy, isn't it? The volatility. What I want memes. Come on, dudes. The meme stuff. What's the Tang Gang been up to?
Told you, Christian. You should listen to your fucking big brother, bro. Hey, Reptile, let me ask you this real quick. How do you have 61,000 followers, but yet we've only got 40 people listening? My God, if I had 61,000 followers, I would have at least 1,000 in here right now, right?
Oh, you'd think so, bro. See, sometimes one of the things that's happening now is just hold on. One of the things that's happened is the purple icon's not flashing when you.
They hate Hex that much.
Calm down, bro. One thing that it is the purple icon's not flashing for some reason on my thing. It's been happening to a few people this week, so people don't know that I'm in here. But not that it matters anyway. Maybe they're not interested in crypto. I don't usually do crypto stuff.
All 61,000 aren't interested.
Yeah.
Or is that 61,000 fake followers?
Pretty sure it's real, bro.
Okay, it's not looking like it. There's 40 people here.
And sometimes they might not be interested, bro.
And you want to talk about meme coins with us? You want to talk about meme coins and Tang Gang tickers?
Man, did you get triggered by something, bro? I think we've been having a pretty good discussion talking about different things, mate. What are you talking about, dude?
Where's your 61,000 followers?
I don't know, mate. I don't know.
We should at least have 100 in here.
You'd think so, but I don't know, mate. They might not be interested in this particular topic. You can go back and check some of my previous spaces, even done this week.
Well,
we had 5,000 people come in, but sorry?
Okay. Just asking questions, doing research.
Okay, mate, you keep researching. Anything else you want to know, don't hesitate to ask, mate.
I think I answered everything.
I think I have a question. Guys,
triggered by the meme coins, mate. Well, that's part of it. Isn't that part of the ecosystem? I'm just asking. You've got your PLS, you've got your PulseX that people know about Hex. What other stuff's going on in the community? What's happening in the ecosystem? That's all I asked. I don't know why there's not 100 people or 200 people in there, mate. I don't think like that. I was invited to come in, and I speak for myself. Getting triggered, Trap Gravity. What the hell?
No,
something I said. Something I said just triggered you.
You got a savage here. You got to realize. You know, I used to go.
You're not as. I don't have a savage there, mate. You're not a savage. Believe me. You haven't seen Savage, my good brother, until you've seen reptilian savageness.
Oh, here we go. I told y'all. Look, I am a bigger savage than you'd ever fucking imagine. So don't even fuck with me.
Ooh. Sounds scary.
But if you want your question answered for real, there's a few meme coins out there, right? Just a lot of them in the ecosystem right now. It's like people don't really trust maybe the founder of the coin, very low liquidity, on them coins. You mentioned Tangain specifically, a lot of people are down to them just because of the whole 9NM, hack situation with their staking protocol.
So there's lots of infighting going on, isn't there? See that? It's slim pickings for people, and everyone's infighting.
No, yeah,
that's why Trap Gravity just got so triggered.
Big with
no, it's a bunch of drug dealers.
There should be 300 people in there. All those 60,000 followers are fake. Those 60,000 followers are totally fake. If I had 60,000 followers, which I don't, then I'd have 300 people in here. But I don't have.
Did I not call this already? Did I not call it to UL Hexicano and EcoBuild? I told y'all what y'all were getting into.
Just try not to get so triggered.
Listen.
Hey, my bad. That wasn't me. That was Lammy. I promise.
Jeff, you had your hand up, mate.
What's wrong with your boy there, El Hexicano? I come in here, I'm getting no respect.
Nothing.
I come in for a conversation. We're having a good conversation. We're talking about pulse. We're talking about pulse X. This fucking putz comes up and starts questioning me about my 60,000 followers. Let me tell you, my business ain't none of your business, Trap.
Shut up, Reptile.
Don't you come sniffing around my neck of the woods, Trap Gravity. I came here for a friendly exhibition bout. And then you, Admiral Big Mouth, want to come in here and worry about the numbers. We're not talking about the numbers. The numbers will come when the numbers come, right? We're not talking about the numbers. We're in a bear market, Trap. You don't know what you're talking about. You got triggered when I mentioned the Tang Gang. That's what really fucking happened. You didn't like me talking about the fucking Tang Gang.
I called it from the start.
You did. I saw it.
Don't mind Trap. He's just compulsively suspicious.
Don't know what's wrong with you, mate. There, El Hexicana. Coming in here, mate. Mouthing off, getting no respect. Unbelievable. Respect. I get no respect.
Well, if I had 61,000 followers, I would have way more than 40 people listening right now. I'll tell you that. I can go with my little small-ass, weak-ass account, create a space with my 2,000 followers, and probably have more people.
Hey, invite me into your next one, mate. I'll come in and try and get some of your followers, mate. That'd be good. You can teach me how it's done. Teach me how to host spaces. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
I will never invite you.
Please.
Or maybe it's the Monday. Maybe that's what kind of messed it up. Should have done it on a Friday, right? Or Saturday.
Oh, it'd have been more savage.
Drop the ball.
It'd have been more savage on a Friday or Saturday.
Yeah.
Market's going to start to take a big hit tomorrow.
I still think the bottom's in.
We're going hard.
And I think the budget for Europe and the United States is in October for the countries, and then BRICS after the presidential election. So I think everybody's waiting to see where to put their money. But my question is that Bitcoin going to deal in clean nuclear energy, for the energy being the backing of Bitcoin, from my understanding?
Bitcoin's becoming a institutionalized asset, but it's also becoming a government asset. So what they're doing is they're centralizing the companies into utilities around America, and the governments are going to control when Bitcoin's on, when it's off, how much you get, how much they get, right, and how much they sell when they sell. So the good news is Bitcoin will be around forever because it's going to become part of your utilities, and yeah, it won't be the little guys at all anymore. It's just only for the corporation, the big, basically write-offs is where you're going to make your money in Bitcoin. If you're a miner, you got to have write-offs as a corp, and then you'll be good. So yeah, we're good to go on that side of the front. You know, people got to go bankrupt too.
You said you're going to make your money on Bitcoin. I was curious. Do you think XRP has become institutionalized? Is that the word you used?
XRP have just produced. Sorry, Ripple have just produced a stable coin, and Ethereum tells you everything you need to know about the project.
Oh, which it would be.
It's trash.
Well,
It's been trash forever.
for bordered.
Is that
Yeah,
why
it was
Russia
the
used it to
concept
test
was
the
border
CBDC
payment.
system?
2018, 2019 for years, man. How
Well,
much
they need a
now?
stable
50
coin,
cents now
or else
after 70 years.
nobody's gonna use them for transactions if you don't have a stable coin. So that's their destiny. They need to become a stable coin.
So then the
Which is
decentralization of the Bitcoin for world monetary usage won't be affected if one country in particular falls. The average of the Bitcoin will stay with the world average.
I think you're looking for an EVM compliant change for a global currency and not Bitcoin, or intercontinental currency, where you can actually attach details to it and put remittance with it.
Sounds like some H-bar shit.
It's EVM, it's pulse chain, it's Ethereum, all interoperable with one another. Okay, well, XRP isn't even interoperable with an EVM chain.
You know the crazy thing too, Trap? If let's just say there were 200, 300, 500 people in here, you'd be up here going, "Hi, Reptile! Great space, Reptile! Let's have Hex together." See that?
No, but
You
not.
slimy little
Let's
creature,
have
you.
Hex.
No,
You judge me. You judge me by what I say in here and how I treat you, not by how many fucking people are up the top listening. Do you understand? There were 300 people, you'd be up here. Oh, hi, Reptile! Oh, thanks so much for I told you, Hexicano. Told you there, El Hexicano. We shouldn't have had him on. I told you. Told you. If I had 60,000 wow. If only I had 60,000 followers.
Who was the first person he talked about in the Hex community? KDP. We got our answers right there.
See, I don't know. Here's a dead set truth. I don't know anything about the infighting. I've got no idea, mate. Here's a dead set truth. I don't know about what fights you guys have with Tangangs, KDP. I'm just on the outside and I know some of the stuff. That's a dead set truth. I'd tell you if I was doing it deliberately. So I don't know why I got triggered so much. Maybe I said something I didn't do. I don't give a fuck. Watch your mouth, Trap Gravity.
Hey, I waited 3 days for this day. 3 days for this day. I have no idea who Reptile is.
Nice hat, by the way. It's cute color, mate. Cute. I love that cowboy hat. Really cute color you got there.
Yeah, bitch, I will fuck you in your ass, bitch. I'll P. Diddy your bitch ass.
No, the pink hat makes more sense now.
It's not pink, it's red.
It's pink.
It's red. It's a red light on a fucking tan cowboy hat. Facts.
Someone recorded that. Can they send me the recording? Thank you. I was just sexually harassed.
You go to heck. You go to. Oh, okay. What you gonna do in Australia? Nothing. You can't do shit to Americans from Australia. So go ahead, file sexual harassment charges against me if you want.
I'm sure you've had a few of those too, have you?
Never.
Bullshit.
I wish I was sexually harassed.
See how you paused and went,
somebody.
Never.
And I said I wish I was sexually harassed by someone.
It's a nice hatchery out there, boy.
Guys realize that the childbirth rate under Alexander the Great was 7.6 kids per family, including the king.
Firstborn in a bloodline inherits the throne.
I think they're just happy, bro. 7.6 kids, but everybody having all those kids, they're just happy, man, I think.
Hey, what's up, guys? How we doing tonight?
What's up? Hello.
What up? What up? Good to see you guys again. What's up, Trap? How you doing?
Get pumped. Get pumped. Let's get pumped.
What's up, bro? How you doing tonight?
So, Rep, how you doing, Bobo?
Hey, Jeff, you have any more questions, bro? You're welcome to ask any questions you like.
Well, what I'm seeing is the world splitting up into three factions as far as financial goes. You have the West with the petrodollar, and then you have the BRICS with the give or take 100 countries, or yes, 100 countries semi signing up for it, mainly China, Russia, and Iran. And I don't know what India is going to do. I mean, they're a billion plus people as well, but I'm just not seeing the world coming together under the new world order. The WHO guys, the Klaus Schwab and the George Soros and Bill Gates guys are not going to be able to stay in power much longer. I think the cabal.
But, the more likely scenario is the European Union will break apart because it's really hard to get people to stay together for a long time period.
Have you watched the John Kerry interview from the WEF? What's circulating?
Fuck John Kerry. He's a fucking worthless motherfucker, man.
Sign that interview and fucking watch it, mate. It's fucking appalling and fucking disgusting what he's basically saying. That he's basically saying we want the West to be socialist, communist. We can't control democracy. Democracy's failed. Fucking disgusting. Pardon my language.
It's because the crooked 1% elites, the global elites, and the top bankers, including the Reserve and the International Bank of Settlements, have been working for the Club of Ronan, the 300 in London, and even Dubai, and of course Washington D.C. and many of the big cities such as Hong Kong. These guys all work together against all of us, and I think that these podcasts are bringing the, as my friend Reptile would say, the reptilians into the light, and they're the ones that need to go down.
All controlled by the square mile, which is above UK law.
Copy that.
I'm excited.
Have you ever seen that video?
We got 1 out of 61,000 in here, so it's awesome.
Have you seen that video of Obama when he does the reptilian eyes? It's a little short clip, and his eyes turn into reptile eyes.
You guys have to understand that the people that we talk to, that means that we're completely censored on. So I can't even get on sometimes, and I have to not speak certain truths. Because
what if we told you that reptiles didn't exist? What if we told you reptiles didn't exist and there was just an advanced human civilization doing all this through CGI, through digital shit? Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah, but that's boring.
What makes you think, like, you think we got lizards running around portraying to be human beings?
No, my point being is that the reptile race is cold-blooded, and the leaders of this country, or excuse me, of this world, are cold-blooded, and they have no heart and they have no remorse. That's what I mean.
I'd agree with that. They have no heart, no remorse, but they're not reptiles. They're just advanced human beings that got the tech before we got to it, and they're able to digitally show people, AI. They're able to literally show us all who is who, right?
It still doesn't matter if you can't hold the ground. Even a sheep herder will beat off the most sophisticated soldiers in the world. Just look at Afghanistan, my friend.
Well, no, I don't think if we sent Navy SEALs to Afghanistan to fight a sheep herd, I don't think they'll have no issues because they're gonna have shit from the top drop down and murk that shit.
We're all over the world in here. Is everybody else getting conscription thrown down the fucking faces at the moment?
The tech that is out there is insane. Look at a microchip. I want everyone to go look at a microchip and then go do a deep dive on a microchip. Once you do a deep dive on a microchip, all of a sudden you're seeing a fucking dinosaur playing a guitar that's embedded on a microchip, and that's doing a 500x zoom. 500. Imagine zooming into a microchip. Look, how are we all talking to each other, but yet we're still flying the same goddamn planes? We're still fucking driving the same cars, but yet we're able to do this shit. None of it makes sense, right? None of it makes sense. Y'all really need to think about that. That's what I would say. Y'all really need to think about the
The
technology
point
that we
is
have.
that the point is for thousands and thousands of years, the 1% has tried to control the 99% by controlling the food, the minerals, and the land, the water, and
Yeah.
it's just getting more high tech now, but it's the basic same principle of these rich, greedy bastards taking advantage of all of us by taxing the fucking holy hell out of us is bullshit. And then sending our youngest, best men to go fight wars for a bunch of old bastards that know each other while the other kids on the ground kill each other. Fuck that.
Yeah, they like to send the 18 to 21 to 22, 23-year-olds over there and let them lose their life, right?
It's no wonder none of the kids have any faith or hope in whether it's Muslims or Christians or Africans or Russians or Chinese or Indians or Americans or Mexicans, everybody all over the world. All these kids, they don't trust none of these old fucking bastards. Excuse my language.
Yeah, I could definitely agree to that. My father was actually in the Marines. He was in the Desert Storm, and he definitely told me to never go into the military. He told me some very interesting stories.
He talked to you
Those
about
guys
the
have
tech.
been fighting.
It's not an honor to go in anymore. What I'm going to say. It hasn't been sort of since the mid-90s.
This is a fucking sinister, one of the most sinister things that I've seen, man. The 20 years, fighting for 20 years for fucking what in Afghanistan and Iraq? Just trouble and problems and debt.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked. My father, he has like prostate cancer and PTSD and all these health problems now, just due to like one of the things he told me is they would shoot them in the arm with like these medicines or something. I don't really know, on some like Captain America shit, and it was pretty crazy. And then he was
The problem is we pay Iran, they arm Hezbollah and Hamas. We pay Israel, they fight. Same thing in Ukraine. We provide the armaments and the overthrowing of the coup d'etats for these governments. They fight. So we're basically in the middle. And you mentioned Kerry made that deal with Iran. He got the Swiss bank accounts. He got the big house in Martha Vineyard. He got the big $5 million yacht. He got paid. It was all under the table, but that's how these dudes roll, man. These are some of the biggest crooks you've ever seen in your life at the top running the show. It's a terrible situation. We need to clean this mess up now.
Yeah, I totally agree, Jeff. In your personal opinion, what do you think the best course of action is to clean this up?
The only way to clean it up is to pull the religion and to pull the APAC and to pull the lobbyists and to retire all the boomers. Trump's the last one. I won't pass Trump all. I will not support a boomer for any power position from this point on. The Generation X, which is my generation, is getting you guys. You guys are the solution to this problem because you guys are going to be running, if not running this country already behind us. And that's who's in charge. It's you guys. It's not these people that think they're in charge. Look what they've done. This is a terrible fucking situation, man. And I
age limit. Yeah, there should be age limits. I think we could all agree on that one. It's those type of things, though. They probably have to be pushed on the constitutional convention because
it's not age limits. It's term
for
limits.
Congress to pass that. Well, you can do term limits too, but he's talking age limits. But yeah, term limits would be nice.
Bring murder
Everybody can
sauce
agree
up.
on term limits.
Bring murder sauce up.
He's up. He's up.
Murder sauce is here, dude. Murder sauce is here.
What's
Dude,
up,
I don't
bro?
even know. Dude, I jumped in late. Fucking, I actually, man, I didn't go fishing today, right? I didn't go fishing with my boys because I had to close fucking deals. I had to bring fucking new business in because I'm trying to hustle because I don't got nearly the size bags that I need to have of Hex, Pulse, PulseX, eHex, Wrapped ETH, fucking all of it. Fuck, I mean, ink. Yeah,
Hey,
ink, for
I'm
you
glad.
ink
Look,
guys.
I'm glad you showed up.
This guy
You
troll.
brought more people. You brought more people here than Reptile with his 61,000 followers. So I'm glad you're here.
Okay. Well, I don't know. This isn't a comparative measuring contest between one Twitter participant and or the other. I'm just simply coming in because I'm running late. I had to send another email. I'm trying to get my client's shit approved. I'm asking for a lot, and it's good. But see, someone's going to see an email at 10:06 p.m. and be like, this fucking dude is out of his goddamn mind. What the fuck is he doing emailing about some fucking client at the fuck all hours of the night? This guy must really give a shit. Man, fuck, you know what? I'm going to respond to this motherfucker because it needs to get done. And he's right. And you know what? They're going to fucking approve it. They're going to move it through. The client's going to get taken care of. It's not going to be an issue. There's a big issue tomorrow. I don't know if y'all are aware, but there's a massive pending fucking loom and doom for anyone who operates union employees tomorrow. It's not looking good. So, yeah, there's some fucking shitty shit that's about to happen. And my clients
Teamsters are striking tonight.
They're striking.
Teamsters are striking. Yeah, all the shoremen, all the longmen,
dude, all the longshoremen.
everybody on the
fucking
East
strike,
Coast,
dude.
all the way around to
Gulf
Texas is shutting down.
All the ports, my brother. All the West Coast, the Gulf, the East Coast. It's all might grind to a fucking halt. And nobody fucking knows how fucking important that shit is because everyone's too fucking worried about, oh, fucking Johnny, Susie hurt my fucking feelings with the pronouns and the gay and fake bullshit. It's fucking gay and fake. And I love gay people.
It's fake and gay.
It's fake and gay and fake. It's the same fucking
Well, and
shit.
I'm gay myself in a traditional sense of the word.
And dude,
when it meant happy.
Yeah, well.
Does that mean faggot? So we can call you a faggot from now on?
Okay.
Not unless you intend to burn me like there's a bundle of tight sticks.
I'm fucking with you. I was just fucking with you.
Burn him alive. No, but look. So all these stupid fucking people are so tied up in this stupid fucking brainwashed shit that they don't know that real fucking businesses and real, like, who cares about the business owners? Well, I fucking do. Because that's the goddamn backbone of this fucking country, dude, is these mid-sized to upmarket operators that have hundreds or thousands of employees. Yeah, they're fucking important. Okay? They contribute hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue. Billions. Okay? Like, they're fucking important. And they're about to get, some of these people are about to get fucked tomorrow. But it's okay, because they're all, a lot of them are real big. I'm talking like the ones that haven't been fucking scooped up by the cabal yet. Okay, I'm talking about like family owned. I'm not talking about VC, private equity backed. I'm not talking about, publicly traded companies. Forget about that. Publicly traded, fucked. You're owned by the cabal. Fucked. You're fucked. BlackRock owns you. You're fucked. I'm talking about old ass family money that, yeah, they rub shoulders with the fucking cabal, but they're still in business for themselves. Like, so those motherfuckers, they're few, but they're there. And, they're gonna fucking take a nice little hit tomorrow. Some of them, you know. And then, by the way, anyone who relies on fucking industry and like shipping and I mean, there's so many things that this is gonna like scatter down to. But hopefully, it's not as bad as we think. Maybe they strike a deal pretty quick, but it's looking like a 75% increase in wages, which is just going to compound, payrolls for these organizations and increase, all kinds of compliance and liability and just more further bullshit for them to deal with. So like, some people care about Johnny Susie said this and hurt my fucking feelings with a bundle of sticks. Other people are taking fucking hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars in losses tomorrow. So like, who the fuck are we to try to bicker and banter, one way or the other, right?
But we can send $9 billion to Ukraine tomorrow. Go figure that
get
shit.
fucked. And then you have a fake ass, whatever the fuck you want to call her, or it.
How are they going to ship it? The ports are on strike.
Right.
What are they going to use, a blockchain? Seriously.
Well, the clearinghouse services of money movement overseas is I mean, that's a whole nother rabbit hole that I'm really not prepared to fucking even try to pretend that I want any exposure or want to give light and attention to. I mean, it's despicable, but we need to get back to the days of like aircrafts, like C-37 or what is it? The AC-130, not the AC-130 gunship, but the fucking
C-130.
C-130. Thank you. The C-130. We need C-130s leaving Italian airstrips full of gold, leaving British airstrips full of gold, leaving German.
How'd the C-130 gunship do in Libya?
Vatican airstrip. Yeah, might as well put them on the fucking starships.
C-130.
Did anybody hear about the
There was
gold
a
that got
C-130
taken out?
gunship in Libya.
Did anybody hear about the bank at the Vatican? All the gold? Didn't we take all the gold out of the Vatican already?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking. The picture of Trump with his little hand thumbs up next to the Pope. That was.
I think it was right after he was tickling his hand. Do you remember that?
Yeah, he tickled his hand. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, oh my god!" It was so adorable, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!" Meanwhile, an enormous amount of gold is being moved, airlifted back to the States with like 27 of these fucking aircraft. Fuck out of here.
Would you want gold in Europe if the European Union collapses?
Our gold's leaving. India's taking it all back from us.
If you could print money and buy gold,
I'm trying to hit up my boy Trap so I can get like 2 or 3 250-gallon water tanks, so I can just drain, just run my reverse osmosis system and just stockpile water.
Yeah, I'm
stockpile
about to
water.
charge you 100,000 hex on Ethereum for those.
You know what? I would absolutely pay you in hex.
No, they're free. They're free. No, they're free, bro.
Well, it would be a good marketing tactic. I'd be like, "Oh, dude, check out my fucking water containers. Purchased them on the blockchain." Hey, dude.
Yeah.
Some guys buy pizza. Some guys buy pizza. Other guys buy fucking water containers to store water because that's gonna be the new currency. All this shit rolling blackouts, dude. We get fucked. Global reset. I love it. Please. But it's not gonna happen. They need the fucking machine to crank and turn and fucking keep on grinding. Big wheel, little wheel.
Exactly. We got 30 more years of the same old.
Yeah, you guys would be sticking candles. That's a funny one, right? You wonder why a candle's $100.
I don't know. I don't participate with candles because those are petroleum-based products that are essentially
Most of them.
carcinogens.
Yeah, you can get beeswax.
All of it. No.
They already are, Town.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys brought up a real good point about
biofuels.
The small farming community where you grow your own, your own crops and your own meat and everything, and there's no chemicals or drugs or anything.
Dude, the meat is different. So I've been going to my farmers markets every fucking week. I get my fucking 2 dozen eggs that are dirty, full of shit. I got to wash them myself. I like that. Okay, I get my meat from the butcher who's got the cattle ranch, right? Ribeyes. I sometimes I'll enter into a raffle for half a cow, right? And I'm like, yeah, $25. Probably don't get shit, but like, you can buy the full cow, you can buy the half cow, core cow. You can do a monthly subscription with this guy where you can fucking just get meat. It's expensive. I'm like, I'm not. Let me just get my feet wet. I'm gonna keep coming back here in these farmer markets, bro. Let me just keep like learning a harder weekly lesson for some stupid fucking reason. And then, yes, I will eventually probably get the fucking membership. But, you know,
I grind my flour from scratch. I get my wheat berries. I grind it before I cook every single time. I don't buy flours. I don't buy breads, tortillas, none of that. I cut everything out of my life. And you know how instantaneous you can do it? It's like seconds. You don't need to deal with the grocery stores, all this shenanigans. This wheat will store for 25 years. Just as long as you just put it in that number 10 can with some absorbers, you're good.
Our latest one over here, you can't have chickens at home without registering with the fucking government. Yeah, it's
They
actually
don't
over
want
there.
you to eat eggs
So
because
you can't have yeah.
eggs are
But
healthy.
you can't have that over it.
Eggs are healthy. So,
Yeah, I dropped
they
like
don't
an
want you
hour
to eat
away
eggs.
from Houston for eggs also.
is no one else like deeply concerned with like the events that could potentially unfold in the next, I don't know, 45 days?
Well, at the moment here, over here, people are going to like Walmart or whatever and buying chickens and registering them. Registering
Buying
frozen
toilet
chicken.
paper.
All right, if you register your chicken, you're crazy. I'm in Texas. We all have chickens. Chickens are mean. Do not register them. They're lethal weapons. And aside from that, they're just chickens. Like if the government tells you to do something, you don't have to.
Those guys are going to be out of power real fast, man. I can't wait.
It's not those in power, though, is it? It's those behind those in power. Because we've got your deep state, we've got the civil service.
Mate, there's not going to be enough Vaseline to save P. Diddy and Obama. They don't even need it anymore. They're just broken too good. You know what I mean?
Where are the videos?
P. Diddy, the feds got him, you know? They probably destroyed him.
Well, that's the problem. It's like it's got Epstein written all over it again. Try and cover it up.
Andrew Jackson.
That's exactly what it is. That's a modus operandi of that particular bribe
The
situation.
moon landing.
Go look at Epstein and Andrew Jackson. Tell me how they don't look the same.
What gets me is how Michael Jackson comes into all this thing.
See, then Barack Obama's mom,
Farid.
Barack Obama's mom is related to Margaret Thatcher. That's why she's in the nepotism.
Barack Obama's related to George W. Bush.
And he's gonna go back and claim, where is he from? Taiwan.
They're all related to the Lizard Queen.
Nations. I don't know.
Are you talking about Taylor Swift?
There's no lizards out there.
Yeah, Elizabeth. Look at that one. She's a lizard out.
You're talking about Taylor Swift. Shake
outright.
it off. Shake it off.
No, the Lizard Queen, Queen Elizabeth, right? Mm-hmm. They're all related to her.
Original. Yeah.
You're
Well,
talking
Taylor
about
Swift.
Advanced humans, bro.
Bush,
they're
Obama.
subterranean creatures.
Clintons.
They're subterranean advanced people. They're below us,
No,
and then
they're
there's
just
advanced people
humans
above
that
us.
found the fountain of youth. There's humans out there. There's so many humans out there that found the fountain of youth that live to be 150, 170, 200 something years old. That is the facts, guys. I mean, we could go back to Biden telling us that he's been in the United States Senate for 120 years ago. Go back to the 1918, whenever we had the Spanish flu. Who was the head of the fucking pandemic then? Fauci. Go look at it. It was just a younger fucking Fauci. Everything that we've got, just these humans that literally are able to become younger. I don't know if they're using suspended animation. It's another thing. Y'all want to go and get a deep dive? Go to suspended animation.
Cryo.
25%.
They just
25% of the city of Philadelphia died during 1918 influenza epidemic. That's correct.
How many people are going to die in the next year and a half that got the fucking COVID vax, that got the second, they got boosted, they've got 2 boosters, 3 boosts, 4 boosters.
I find it quite
There we
compelling
go.
that the Amish are like zero affected by the COVID, but like me, they don't take any medication. And I find that most peculiar that I don't get sick, but I don't take medication.
Hey,
And
how crazy is that, huh? Awesome.
I quit eating fast food and I enjoy my fasting, which I think is the best way to live. You don't, it's a lie to eat breakfast. And once you're comfortable with going through lunch, you can eat whatever you want, but you don't have to eat that much and you're full.
How many days do you fast?
Well, break fast. I do want to get into this. Break fast is actually a word. It means to break your fast, and that's why it's like the breakfast time, because just sleeping itself is a fasting, essentially. But yeah, so when you first, it's like
this is an issue for me.
yeah, so it's like when the first time you eat, and it is cool. It's almost psychedelic. Almost all experiences I have with it, and now I'm almost just like it's like a habit. I only eat once a day or whatever, but I'll still snack and stuff. It's not, sometimes it's like okay, I'm like doing this. I'm gonna fast for 2 weeks or whatever, but yeah.
See, I eat breakfast every day, and then but see, my problem is, so I need to cut that. But see, the issue is,
I get a headache if I don't eat breakfast.
And you're breaking your fast.
I exercise every day. So my issue is, I could stop after breakfast, but then there's no way I'd be able to exercise and then also continue fasting. So I guess it's like you got to do, if you just eat once a day, and then the whole circadian like rhythm thing. So you're apparently not supposed to eat until the sun's at the top of the sky, like 12 p.m. That's it. That's when you eat, and that's it. And then when the sun goes down, no eating. That's like something about the circadian rhythm, which I just recently like got exposure to, and I was like, oh, fuck. I thought I was doing all this shit the right way. I was like, yes, okay, I kind of do intermittent fasting. I only eat every 12 rough hours, give or take. Sometimes it's a little less, but like, I only eat twice a day. And I'm like, fuck, I gotta basically only eat once a day. I thought I was doing good with my grounding. I'm like, oh, let me go put my feet in the fucking earth and stare, like look up at the sun, close my eyes, let the sun like beam down on my eyelids for a little bit, not long, fucking crazy person, but like let that, energy enter right into your fucking eyes, and just it feels good. It's actually really, apparently it's like very beneficial for your eye. And the energy that you get just radiates right through your body. It just goes right down to your feet, into the grounds, into the earth. Fuck, it's amazing. It's very good. But these are all, you think you got like a bunch of shit covered, and then you're like, fuck, the parasites, the fasting thing. I'm weak there, dude. I could do the other stuff. I could cut out all the industrial lubrication fluids, except I still go out to eat. So I kind of cheat, which is a scam, but I don't cook with it. And I cook with beef tallow. I cook with stainless steel. I don't use toxic PFA frying pans that are anything that's nonstick, toxic. Throw it out. It's garbage. It's shit. You need to use stainless steel or iron. Some people get a little scared about the iron getting into their food. Okay, that's whatever, but
iron's great, bro. It's perfect. Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
You got to use good metal to cook your shit, or best case, you have an open fire pit, but not everyone has that. Fine. I get it. I don't have that. I wish I did. But like, you cut out, you use natural animal fats is what you cook with. You stick to a few ingredients, salt and pepper, your basic shit. Stay away from the toxic additive bullshit that's everywhere. Raw organic honey is amazing, preferably from a beehive if you can, which I have access to because I'm fucking spoiled in that regard. But sometimes I also cheat and I use agave nectar. But like, I also burn enough calories where I can justify that bit of glucose intake. However, then the whole fasting like parasite argument comes back in place. I'm like, fuck, you just need to cut off the glucose supply entirely. But yeah, point I'm trying to make is like, you can do these things, right? You can do a reverse osmosis system. So you get clean water going through your entire house system, all of your pipes, your shower heads, your appliances. It's cleaner for you. It's cleaner for your skin. It's better for your appliances. And get all the toxic shit out of the water. And if you drink, I mean, God forbid, I hope, no one here drinks tap water. But you're exposing yourself to an unbelievable level of toxins. Number one, sodium fluoride, which keeps your pineal gland fully calcified, so you can't even open your brain to fucking think outside the box. So like you'll get stuck in a matrix forever. But that's a whole nother topic about toothpaste. I don't even use toothpaste. I use fucking salt and baking soda and coconut oil. Like, you don't need to use the toxic shit in the store. Shampoo, what shampoo? If you're putting any liquid shit, if you use liquid soap in any way, you're literally putting petroleum onto your body, and you're putting silicone in your hair. Silicone and petroleum are going into your skin and your hair. So like, throw that shit out, and best case, go find some goat's milk soap, handmade. It's not easy to find. You know, that sucks. Going down the soap rabbit hole sucks. It's, you gotta take the good and the bad. Hopefully find some good shit. I found a great lady. Then I caught her scamming. She used to use olive oil. Then I saw canola, and I was like, God damn it. And I pointed it out, and she caught me, and she tried to use some bullshit about it's just the way the cost and that. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. You have costs, lady. But I was in this for like the, handmade, like goat's milk nature, like good quality, non-toxic. I don't want mechanical lubricant, mechanical fluid. Let's call it engine lubricant, hydraulic lubricant. I mean, that's what you're using with Crisco, canola oil, vegetable oil, anything off the shelf. Most of the olive oil is a scam. All of what you see, you have to like do the olive oil test. There's only a few brands. It's got to be organic. It's got to be cold pressed. It's got to be in a dark bottle, right? Because light affects good quality olive oil. But then you shouldn't even cook with olive oil because it has too much fucking the fatty lysic acid, whatever the fucking fatty acid shit. It's really bad. It's not good at high heat. It releases even more. And you're like, it's like, all right, that's fucked. So you got to go to the animal fats for cooking, right? So then what are you even using olive oil for at that point? You're like, fuck, I don't use olive oil anymore. It's like, dude, it's the never ending, like one scam
a
is
bunch of rabbit holes
uncovered.
where
The next scam is uncovered, dude. And you have to become your own fucking doctor, your own psychologist, your own fucking financial expert, your own fucking truth seeker, your own like belief system adopter or not. Like you,
Hey, Sauce,
there's so many fucking things you have to do.
everything has a catch. Everything, dude.
Is they said it was the only olive oil that lowered cholesterol, so that's not true.
Absolute scam. I mean, dude, it's got the, I'm not a scientist, but I think it's like the lysic acid, something to do with the some kind of poly.
It's lactic acid.
It's basically, dude, it's like the lowest. I have a chart. I'll find a screenshot, but there's all these like toxic things, and then you look at like the animal fats, and they're very minimal, and then they're actually really good for you. Like they're good. The nutrition level is very high, right? So like basically olive oil is, don't cook with it. Use animal fats, beef tallow, ghee, grass fed. Has to be grass fed. That's the other thing. God, there's so many fucking scams. It never ends, dude. But yeah. Anyway, Trap, you have your hand up. What's up, brother?
You can't tell the American people. You have to show them.
Rolling blackouts necessary. 7 days of darkness.
You can't tell them. You have to.
I mean, when are we getting darkness, dude?
Well,
because
North Carolina,
there are people.
North Carolina, Eastern Tennessee are getting darkness right now. You know, it's happening. It's just, who's to say it? It's not like everything's gonna be dark.
Dude, I just found the fucking dog's harness and leash. I've been looking for it for 20 minutes, showing you all this, and I've been trying to scream. I've been keeping my fucking voice down. This is quiet.
Hey, Teddy
level.
is pissed. Teddy is pissed. You got to be.
We were without power for about a month. We were out without power for a month in Houston. Then it tore everything up, man.
Hey, during Harvey.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm a hurricane expert, bro. So if you want to talk about hurricanes and all these natural disasters, so-called natural disasters.
I've been through two eyes in 35 years, bro.
Dude, I live in
That's
South
badass,
Louisiana.
yeah. You know, bro. Hell yeah.
I already know, bro. I love it. That's the thing. Everything you're telling me, I already know. So let's talk about this stuff. This is fun.
They said that storm was way too big. They said they might have helped build it.
Weather warfare.
Okay, can you hear me?
You gotta
Hello.
realize
Mic
weather
check.
is war. We hear you, Keith. Weather is war. All right. I mean,
Shit,
I
I think
want
I lost.
everyone.
Trap, if you're talking, I can't hear you. God damn it.
I hear Keith. Do I need to drop down and come back up? Because I want to see Keith. Hey, I'm gonna drop down.
Yeah.
Alex, kind of. I'm gonna drop down. I'll come right back, bro. Promise. You know this is my fucking fun shit. I'm gonna drop down and come back up.
Okay, I can hear you. I can hear you. I'm back. Dude, it's the classic. You fucking disconnect to the Wi-Fi, dude. Get fucking wrecked, dude. You're either on it or you're wrecked. It's not clean exiting the Wi-Fi and leaving the Wi-Fi. Once you leave your fucking little Wi-Fi kingdom bullshit, you get fucking thrown out to the wolves, dude, and you get fucked, dude. Glitch City, dude. Unbelievable. God damn it, dude. And it fucking took me that long. Dude, the fucking dog's leash. How stupid of a motherfucker am I? The dog's leash. I'm looking for it for 20 minutes across the fucking house. Where is it? It's in the fucking front hallway next to the goddamn front door.
I thought we were talking about weather.
I'm sorry. I just had to share that because I'm fucking wrecked apparently. And that's the story of my fucking life. So now we know. And yes, hey, you can get back to hurricanes. My bad. Hurricanes are sick. Well, they're not really sick. Shout out to Florida. And hey, North Carolina's fucked right now, by the way. God damn it.
North Carolina, Western North Carolina, East Tennessee. Shout out to them.
Dude, my boy.
What sucks so bad is I wish that we could build something to help these people, but we've been scammed in this Hex community. Like I literally can't say, hey, let's donate money to this because we're donating money to
dude.
fucking criminals.
God,
in
don't
the
get me
Turks
started.
and Caicos.
Don't get me started about
money to criminals in the Turks and Caicos that are back in the U.S. committing more crimes. Literally. Now they're bullshit crimes, like an open container in a car. That's a bullshit.
It's
crime.
a bottle of Patron in a car. It's a bottle of Patron in a car. That's an asshole.
But
that's an asshole, dude.
But that's a dickhead. He's trying to flex, and it's like, bitch, you just begged the community for fucking $60K. You begged the community for $60,000 like a fucking retarded ass Nigerian whatever scammer. You know, what have you done? You know, besides
But here's the thing. I live in Houston. I've lived through Ike. What was it?
Harvey. Harvey was the motherfucker in Houston.
Dude,
Harvey was a bitch.
And I partied all night that night. Wow, it was right outside of Houston. Hell yeah.
You know what? During Barrel, we went to an abandoned Walmart in Galveston and was barbecuing. It's just like you got to learn to live with it. You know, you just know you live in a fucking.
It's not fun. You know, you stay.
We prepare.
We
build.
Overly prepared. Went way overboard this last time. I got way too much fuel.
Just live through it. You know, there's only so much you can prepare for, and you just know if I live in Houston, it's over. It's over. Like,
Category 5,
seriously,
Category
it's
4.
over. You know,
I
you just
may
gotta
leave.
depend on FEMA and the rest.
I'm not leaving for shit.
Category 4. I may think about rolling out. I might.
Bitch move. I ain't leaving for
You
shit.
better, depending on where you are. It's
Do you
over.
realize
I mean,
I've been through 3 and 4? I've literally.
I stayed during
Gustav,
and then the other one that was back in like I want to say it was like 2014 or 13, 2012, 13. What was the one that hit then? It wasn't a big deal. I forget the name, but it knocked out power and it fucked up some shit. But I went to the fucking golf course in the middle of the hurricane. It was actually awesome because like the wind was fucking crazy, and like on golf courses they got like real like you know like really slick turf, right? It's like golf course grass. I mean, it's good shit. The fucking Bermuda grass, and we
depends
we were
on
sliding,
the quality,
blown
of the
around,
golf
slide
course.
around. It was actually pretty funny, but it was like weird. It was
Depends
ridiculous.
on where you are, because this is like Houston is built so badly that it's like barrel. It wasn't
Yeah,
even
everything is pretty much spread out over here.
even a category 1. We were all like sitting outside for 3 weeks. Like, what the fuck? It's
Well,
to
it
the point.
doesn't matter. Here's the thing: it doesn't matter if it's a category 1 or 5. It's the amount of rainfall. That's what.
That's the problem. Or
That's what
storm surge. Storm surge
Well,
will
no,
kill you.
what fucked
Storm surge will kill
Houston
you.
over? Storm surge had nothing to
Yeah,
do
if
with
it rains
Harvey.
nonstop for like 3 hours.
Listen.
Oh
it
yeah,
gets
true. You're
flooded.
right. You're right.
Harvey,
Storm surge had
with
nothing to do with that. Yeah. True.
Harvey, it was the rainfall. You know, when you drop 50 inches of rain on any area out there, period. It don't matter what community you're in. You drop 50 inches of rain, you're fucked. You're literally
you're gonna cause some fucked up shit.
I walked.
Harvey was
to
a
Wendy's.
motherfucker. Harvey was a motherfucker with rain.
Hey guys, the Red Cross is not the company to give or the place to give because they're thieves.
Fuck yeah.
And the other ones, the only one that brought in 5 trucks before they even were asked was Samaritan's Purse. They're the only people to donate to. If you're going to donate, I just wanted to run that to you guys. It's Samaritan's
Actually, I did not know
Purse.
that, dude. I did not know that. That's good.
Jeff, I just followed you, Jeff, and I told Christian and Eco, I said, and I told Eco this last night, I said, if we get one motherfucker in here through Reptile shit, that is good. Then it's a win, right? You help.
Me.
And Jeff, good job, bro. You're one of us. Glad to have you around, brother.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff. I just noticed that you followed me, so I just followed you back, brother. Yeah.
Hey, fuck yeah.
Everybody
Cool.
follow
Aircraft
everybody.
mechanic.
Like I said, you
He's
guys
an
are.
aircraft mechanic. Trap.
Good
He's
job,
a fucking
Yes.
aircraft mechanic. Hold on.
Hey,
Whoa,
my
dude.
brother-in-law flies Hurricane Reconnaissance, so.
Should we? Is it too early for that? Should we
good
not
to-
start asking
No,
questions? Should we start asking
Good
questions? When do I start asking questions?
Ask any.
Guys,
Go
can
ahead.
I just say good night? Good
Yes.
night to you
We love you.
all. You guys
Real
are
real
so
tech
amazing.
nerd. Oh, sick.
I
You
have to
followed
go
me
to
too.
bed.
Hey, what's up?
Are you here from Reptile?
Hey, nice meeting you. Thanks for the follow. I just followed you back too.
Reptile really wanted
you
wanted to know
so
about
much.
the Tang game.
Have a good night.
I gotta go.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Later.
Have a good night. Thank you for
Have a
joining
good night.
us.
Yeah. Thanks for participating.
Yeah. This was not the space to ask.
I know. Do you realize every time he asks about the Tang Gang?
Wait, no. Oh,
What
Crickets.
meme coins?
no.
What meme coins
Those
are y'all into?
no.
And
Wait.
then it was
Hold on
just
a
dead
second.
silence.
Can we? Because I was going on something here with the Mr. Aircraft Mechanic. I wanted to start
Yeah,
asking
we got
some
it. He's
questions
still here.
about flight control and descent coordinates, but I don't know if it's time to get into that.
It's always time to get into that.
What's your question?
How are you?
Oh man, no, it's not. So I don't want to open the can of worms yet. That's like a dick
Open
tease. I
it.
shouldn't have said anything.
The max.
Do you adjust your flight plan for the curvature?
I am Joshua. I'm from the Gambia.
auto-
This pleasure to be here.
Wait, we're not talking.
Oh,
Are
hello.
you from
Good
Nigeria?
We're not
Did you
talking
say
to you. We're talking
Nigeria?
to
I'm
Jeff
from the
right now.
Gambia.
Oh, where's that?
Yeah.
The Gambia.
Yeah.
Very
He's
good.
from the Gambia.
Nice.
It's not Nigeria.
I have something to share with you guys. You know.
Oh,
Yeah,
sell
man.
it to us.
Go ahead.
Have you heard of
Yeah, I know. I and my family are
Austrian
going
dog?
He
through
said
a
say.
tough moment at the moment. I really need food with my family.
Hey, you want me to send you one
Seeds.
Bitcoin?
What?
You need one Bitcoin?
Seeds grow.
I need
Right
food.
now.
A lot of people don't know this. Seeds. You get seeds, you plant them, they grow
I
food.
wish you guys can help me with food with my family.
Is that Joshua?
You don't need food, you need seeds.
I got one Bitcoin. I'll send to you right now.
Forget Bitcoin.
False
you can't
Bitcoin
eat
doesn't
Bitcoin.
count,
You
bro.
need seeds.
Because,
No.
Yeah,
Remember-
Trap doesn't have any of that bullshit, dude.
remember, helping us is like we are saving the life of others.
Yep.
Who is that talking?
Yeah,
It doesn't show
absolutely.
me who's talking.
We wish you
Joshua.
the best, man.
Joshua.
Help is
Wish you
never
the best,
small,
my
you
brother.
know.
No, yeah, for sure. Brother.
We'll pump anything you tell us to pump.
Help is on the way.
What's the contract address, boys? What's the CA? What are we doing?
Just name the ticker. Name the ticker, and we'll make it go to 1,000.
Give me the contract address, dude. Let's pump the shit to Valhalla.
Oh my god.
Oh man. So,
We're worried about North Carolina right now, bro.
yeah. Hey,
Oh, wait.
by the way, I'm glad you brought that up.
Hold on. B Weezy just said something about real quick.
Oh no, I was gonna say like earlier. I've been in a Category 4 hurricane in South Florida. It's not that big of a deal.
Oh.
What depends on
It
the
depends
storm?
on your location.
It depends on
Location.
dude. It's a lot of factors, dude. I mean,
True,
I'm lucky.
but
I
I
got
was
big
in West
Did you
Miami.
see the
I got
power
big
of the
oak
sun?
trees.
Have you ever seen the power of the sun?
Oh,
You
dude,
ever
Reed
see
Timmer.
those white lights drop out the
He
sky?
caught some shit, bro.
You ever see the white lights?
Yep.
Dude, y'all gotta realize, like, these motherfucker storm chasers out there, they're out there storm chasing, but they're not out there. They're trying to find the creators. Y'all gotta realize that. And I'm dead serious, and y'all think I'm fucking nuts, and I hope y'all think I'm nuts. That's fine. Take it with a grain of salt.
Hey.
But there is things out there that we don't understand. We don't understand the tech. We're not privy to the tech, you know. We're still on BIP 39, you know, we're still on that shit. Oh, they could murk us if they wanted to, but they don't have to. You gotta realize they don't have to. It's because I mean, imagine if you had a machine that you could crawl into and you can go from point A to point B in 2 seconds. And if you think it don't exist, it 1,000,000,000% exists. I will die. I would put my life on the line right now, telling y'all that that technology exists. If I'm wrong, I would die right now. You got to realize, like, there is some crazy shit that we don't understand. Like, and I keep stressing it, and it has to do with hurricanes, 100%. Has to do with tornadoes, 100%. Weather is war, guys, but we choose to call it weather. We chose to call it weather, you know. And I'm not talking about a little rain shower, you know. I'm not talking about just like you're getting a little rain. I'm talking about tornadoes, hurricanes.
How come the crypto conferences always have a rain flood though?
So they're fucking trying to take certain people
Dubai,
out.
I also saw a
Singapore,
fucked up logo on.
Singapore,
I saw a fucked
Dubai.
up logo.
Well, what's
today
happening in
too.
Singapore right
Something.
now?
I think it was
Had a
an ad
Look
on
at
country.
Ethereum.
Taiwan. Hey, they're going after the chips right now. They're going after Taiwan. There's a typhoon about to hit Taiwan. Right now, it's probably hitting Taiwan as we speak.
Yeah, Singapore. It was the biggest crypto event, Token 2049. That was what, 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, and actually one of our
Okay.
partners went out there and he said it was storming like crazy, and it just happened randomly too. Well, as he said, not randomly, it was created. So yeah.
Weather is war,
In
bro.
Dubai before
Weather
that.
is war. Look at the U.S. elections.
I mean, dude, look,
Literally,
that's what I'm saying,
look
bro.
at the
We have
elections.
less than.
2016,
I think we're less than.
2020. Go look at 2020.
Dude, we're less than 40 days.
And see. Then look at 2024. You can go back to 2012, 2016, 2020, 2024. Where were all these major hurricanes hitting? Just look, let's start simple. Where was 2024? Helene, 2024. What did it hit? It hit the fucking panhandle of Florida. They call it
5 states. It had a 5-state
hit
impact.
South Georgia. It hit the west coast of North Carolina. Those are all red ass areas. They are. Go look at the voting.
Especially 3 important states too.
But go look at the voting in those areas, you know, and tell you who's really running the country. You think Biden's running the country? You think Kamala's running the country? No, I think Trump is. You have to show the American people. You can't tell them. You got to show them. And I look. I hope that no one is.
I think Trump's just part of
He could be.
part of it.
He could be. He could be.
He's definitely a Freemason, and there's a recent photo of him shaking his hand with Junior, who I met, by the way, but it was not. We didn't.
We'll
talk.
go
We
back
just
to the book.
snapped a
There's
photo,
a book
and that was
called The
it.
Adventures of Baron Trump. What's Trump's son's name? Baron Trump. The Adventures of Baron Trump. Talking about the last great president. You know, go back. It was created in like 1903. That's the thing that Reptile can't tell you about because that bitch is Australian. All right, he's from Australia, and I tried telling 2 people this freehand. You know, before the space was created. You know,
You can't
and
talk to someone whose country lost to birds.
yeah, 61,000 followers, and we got 40 fucking people in here. Be Weezy. If I had Be Weezy, I would want you to call me out if I had 61,000 followers and I'm in a space talking and I only have there's 40 people here.
You know,
I'd
you
want you to
were
call
you
my
were right. You were right though. That like it is sus. Like you don't have at least 1,000 people. Like
No, they're all almost everybody in here is from Pulse Chain and heck, so
Yeah.
that's
exactly.
not just 40 followers.
But he's brought a couple people. You know, Jeff. If Jeff came here off him, then hey, we got one. Great. We won tonight. We got one.
Damn.
And Jeff, the host. I hope you follow the co-hosts and speakers, and then I'd follow a lot of the people below, bro.
So
he was fucking.
So China is making this typhoon to
I was
attack
expecting
Taiwan, and then they're gonna
70
attack Taiwan.
people, 80 people, maybe. Nope.
He showed up pretty good. He brought 2 guys with him. That's good.
Oh, 2 guys. 61,000 followers with 2 guys.
No, I think it's more of like maybe the people see.
On a
Not everyone's
B-Root
ready
space,
to
on
not
a
everyone's
B-Root.
ready for cutting edge blockchain tech because it's too early.
Nah, but it was worth it.
Here's the thing with Reptile.
Now I know.
And Jeff, I want you to listen carefully. Reptile knew about Hex and Pulse Chain years ago. Whenever fucking Spaces started, he knew about it. 100%, he knew about it. But he faded
He
it.
told me about Hex last year.
Yeah, he came in, dude. No, dude, I went into one of their spaces. Reptile did. He was a speaker with some fucking guy.
Kumar
Kumar
called me a GGR based off my profile
Sorry.
picture.
I don't know why he loves to make spaces with Kumar. Like that's so fucking stupid in my opinion. Like Kumar, that guy's fucking annoying, in my opinion.
Maybe his real name's Harold.
Yeah, well, I went in
think
there and I
Reptile
showed
is
Richard
right there
Hart
with him, and I think it's been proven tonight.
Dude, I went in there and I showed crypto, and they were like, "You're fucking stupid," blah blah. I was like, "No, you guys are wrecked because you don't even know what I'm talking about."
We've done it. That's the thing, Christian. I told you we did this shit already. We participated in their spaces long ago. We know these motherfuckers. That's why do you think I fucking said what I said, Christian, to you through like text messages, like phone to phone interaction.
Yeah, nah, I know now. It was worth a try though, you know. Fuck
Dude,
it.
I told it was worth. Hey, if we got Jeff.
At least I know, you know.
We got one. We
Yeah.
got Jeff. We got Jeff now.
Jeff's cool.
We like
He's learning a lot. He's like, "Oh shit, I need to cut out the fucking olive oil. I need to get beef tallow."
I should have just changed the space to like the health space. The organic
I think
space.
that
We need
Nah, Keith, dude.
I think
Keith,
that I.
Keith,
There's a huge market for
I like
that
what
shit,
you
bro.
said, man. You go down the rabbit holes out of everything, bro. Everything, dude.
Yeah, bro.
The shampoo, the fucking toothpaste, the fucking olive oil fats. That shit's bad, bro.
Yeah, dude. Hey, and on the topic of toothpaste, get rid of your fucking toothbrush. You need to use boar
Exactly.
bristle
That's what I've heard
or
also.
horsehair bristle toothbrushes. Get
Everything,
the fucking, dude,
bro.
all those
Everything.
microplastics are going right into your
Everything's
fucking
a fucking
face
scam,
and
isn't
head.
it? Everything, bro. I've noticed that
dude,
shit
everything
too.
is designed to kill you and
Everything,
poison
bro.
you.
Yep.
All of it. You got to change your clothing to 100%
That
organic
too.
cotton because
Don't
cotton and linen have
That
the
too.
lowest
Yes.
frequencies.
Hey, and it's even
And
in
it's
the
very good for
Bible.
you.
deodorant
It's in the
from the
Bible.
Dollar Tree.
The Bible says you got to wear cotton or whatever, some sort of specific material
Silk.
for your body.
Silk.
No, I don't think, dude. I think silk actually has a very high frequency. I think it's a higher frequency.
But
It's not
no,
as high as
natural silk.
polyester,
Is bamboo all right?
but it's higher
silk.
than cotton. It's higher than
Is
cotton.
bamboo all
It's
right?
higher than cotton.
Buy natural silk. Like natural silk.
Yeah, some
Well,
worm.
fake
all I'm
silk.
saying is it's hard to find that
Warm
shit, dude.
clothes.
And then what? So you got to change all your clothes to, organic cotton. Be careful with bamboo. Bamboo's
I'm just
That's
gonna
why I'm
fucking
asking the
walk around
question.
naked. I'm not wearing no clothes.
They sell you the bamboo. They sell you the bamboo underwear, but it's made
We're
with
gonna be in
polyurethane, like
tiki
a
huts, bro.
type of chemical process. There's a chemical involved with it, and you get fucking wrecked.
I'm not.
So you gotta be careful with that.
I'm now naked in this space right now. Just letting all the
Dude, the
ladies know.
Lululemon,
Please, Trump.
the Lululemon pants that they sell these women, and some of these women don't wear underwear, wearing these Lululemon pants, and those PFAs and those chemicals are going fucking right into the most sacred of places, and it's so fucked, dude. It's so ass backwards, and it's fucked because who doesn't love seeing a woman in Lululemon fucking leggings like all the time, just walking around? Fuck yeah.
There was another very important
it's fucking
financial,
poison.
a very important financial decision and an ecological decision to stop at least 40% of the logging industry in the world by legalizing hemp, and not for smoking marijuana, guys, but for paper products. China uses 100% hemp. They don't cut down any trees. That's billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars of money. Italy, the same thing. It's a huge deal. And I just don't understand why the governments are controlling it to the point it used to be by law in the Constitution in the 1800s. The farmers had to grow it for the government, for rope, clothes, medicine, fuel, paper products, and many hundreds of other things I didn't even mention. It's a huge deal. We need to get that into effect as quickly as possible.
Well, I mean, we want that. See, the thing is, you got to do it for yourself, right? Because we got these things called the federal death administrations, that literally are in the business of approving poisonous, toxic chemicals to the petrochemical engineering industry, aka the cabal, DuPont cabal. One of the 13 families, 13 colonies, 13 original states, 13 colonies, 13 families. Number 13. I mean, dude, it's all fucking written in a book, my bro. I mean, Tartaria was the previous civilization before us. Our history is a complete lie and a scam. Everything they've ever taught us, everything they've ever written in any fucking book in academia, it's all fucking scam, dude. It's all fucked. It's all fucked.
They made
There are
napalm
monolithic
too.
structures. There are monolithic structures being unearthed right now around the world that are fucking with the timeline, dude. And they can't hide it because it's on the internet. Once it's on the internet, it's fucking backed up to the internet forever. So
yeah, totally agree.
it's
Hey,
not,
I'm not sure if you guys wanted to talk about hurricanes and shit. There's actually so much.
Yeah, I want to.
All
I
right,
want to.
so I want to introduce. Fuck, I can't talk. Sorry, guys. I want to introduce you guys to the maestro. He's actually a physicist, and he studied meteorology, and he's actually pretty good at this stuff. And I saw he was giving 100 emojis and all that, agreeing with you guys. So, maestro,
yeah.
please request to speak. Let's talk about some hurricanes and shit and educate us, bro.
Yeah. Tell us
He's
about
the
the
CTO
power.
Product Pie. Let's fucking go.
Tell us about the power of the sun. That's what I want to know. I want to know about the power of the sun.
The power of one hurricane can actually power the United States for the whole year.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, bro. What's up, man?
Hello. Yeah, so I'm I'm a Van's business partner or whatnot. I studied physics, but before physics, I actually was trying to be a meteorologist. I studied it. Shit, I'm
Okay,
33.
but okay, you're 33. All right, you studied it.
I studied it. Well, I'm 33 now. I actually wanted to be one since I was 3, so almost 30 years. So, but I ended up switching
How
majors
did
last
you
minute.
determine at 3 years old that you wanted to be
I used to watch the Weather Channel, like
at 3?
cartoons. Yes.
At 3 years old.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead.
Beethoven learned how to play the piano when he was 3, bud. Come on.
No, he didn't. That's fake.
No, I can. I mean,
Fucking love you, Trap. You
it's
fucking
just
question,
I don't know. I always wanted
you
to be
question
one, but
everything.
I changed my major last minute. But I heard y'all
Well,
talking
then
about
if
hurricanes
you
and
learned
such.
about if you wanted to be a part of weather at 3, why would you change it?
I don't know. I
You were
started
gifted from
learning.
the start.
I started learning about blockchain, and I found another love.
So you found another love at what? 17, 18, 19? How old are you?
No, I'm 33.
You're 33.
Yeah.
All right. So 20 years ago, you fell in love with hurricanes, and then all of a sudden you became in love with blockchain.
Yeah, I studied it.
Well, what happened? What happened in those 30 years, bro? What happened in those 30 years
I mean,
to get you
we're
into this?
look, we're humans. We're dynamic creatures. We can change. Things happen.
Oh, but what happened in those 30 years? What happened in those 30? What inspired you? That's what I want to know. Is what inspired you?
Inspired me to like learn about weather and whatnot, or just change.
Well, what changed you from weather to I need to go to blockchain in those 30 years of your life?
I don't know. Weirdly enough, like I had looked into blockchain.
But no, there was no. You can't go from weather to blockchain just like that. Like
yeah, you can. I mean,
you can't. No,
you
can't.
can. You can. You can
In
change.
30 years.
Yeah,
30
you
years, all right,
can.
so 30 years. All right. So you were born
But you're also
in what?
talking to someone that, again, I changed my major
90, 88. You were born in what? 8? When were you
No,
born?
91.
91. Okay, so you went from weather at 94 to blockchain.
In
In
2017,
95?
yeah. No.
So that's what I'm talking about. Where's the gap? 95 to 17. What did you do between then?
I end up changing my major. I studied meteorology, and then I changed it to
Where do you
physics.
get it? Okay, so that's blockchain. So physics is blockchain now. So some of my friends that have masters in physics, they're in blockchain.
Yeah, I mean, I study
They teach
blockchain,
that?
but not
They
in.
teach that? Where do they teach that at, bro?
They don't teach it. I had studied it on my own. I was taking literally courses on
you're just amazing.
fluid dynamics, and I took classical mechanics, and I took all sorts of shit.
Wait, we need facing reality. He's the
fluid
resident
dynamics. He's trying to portray a
engineer.
Richard Hart type aura here. Keith, I got
computational fluid dynamics.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I
Keep
took
talking.
2 semesters of that. Yeah.
Oh, and you're brilliant now, right?
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I just like to learn. That's all.
What's your thoughts on Hex? What do you think about Hex then? Since you understand fluid dynamics.
Well,
and
I have some.
Computational computing power.
Look, I have
what
some.
Have
I have some PX. Yeah, I have some stake. Yeah. I'm building on Pulse Chain too, but I know.
Okay, yeah, that's why we're gonna literally.
Do you have a sacrifice?
We're gonna cut your head off right now. Your head is about to be sacrificed. So
yeah, you better not ask for advice.
Yeah, Traps is locally. He's actually in the stocks. That's fun.
I'm the only person that will do it. Everybody wants to just be quiet. I'm the only one that will do this shit. Let him go.
Trap just cried into the crystal ball.
Y'all think I'm not right? Hey,
he's scrying.
Go ahead. Let's let this dude go. I want him to talk. I want to hear about this project. I might want to put some money into it.
400%.
Yeah, the massive buys came in. Yeah, go ahead.
Money into this.
How much is it right now?
I'm excited already.
Oh, my project, our project, right?
Yeah. No, tell me. Tell me
yeah.
About it.
So
I'm already.
No, I'm not
dude,
interested.
No, I'm already. Keith, I'm excited. Shut up. Let him tell us about it.
Oh,
Let
God.
him tell us about it because I want to know about it. I might look.
Is it on Pulse Chain?
One, yes, the project is on Pulse Chain.
Okay,
Fuck
fine.
yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to ape.
Yeah.
I am ready to ape right now.
You know,
And I know, hey, I know
Trap has
adoption.
30K ready to deploy to Pulse Chain.
I
He's
have
looking to.
adoption. Hey, it's not what I have. I have adoption amplifier guys, right? Guys that were in the AA of Hex that will be willing to deploy money into this. So we could pump this shit to the moon if we want. Facts. I'm not kidding. Tell us about it, Keith.
all right.
Let him
So,
go.
well, the company name is Project Pi. We're building liquid staking on Pulse Chain.
Yeah, we already fucking destroyed y'all fucking 2 weeks ago. Do you know that? We already, right. RG3. Tell us about RG3. What's your partnership with RG3 and SJ and Black Hexagon?
Not Block Hexagon, crypto culture, because she doesn't have Hex no more. And she's a single mom, so irrelevant opinion.
And it's great that I'm buying Hex where I was like a couple weeks ago at the prices that roughly some of them were getting it at. So I was like, I see that as a win.
Hey, shut up. I'm trying to buy Project Pi right now. I'm trying to get in early. Stop, Keith.
Hey, L Hex. I got my friend down below. He does a lot of work with hurricanes. Is Jim Lee? Could you please let him come up?
Yeah. Jim Lee's up on the mic. He's got his hand up. Go ahead, sir.
Go ahead, Jim.
Go ahead, Jim.
Jim, go ahead.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing? Good to
What's up, brother?
What's up, bro?
Fucking chilling, man. I'm at that intersection of programmer, 3D designer, and weather nerd. So it can be done. I too wanted to be into meteorologism when I was a child, but hacking, cybersec, all the other things kind of got in the way, and then I come full circle and ended up being a weather modification expert. So
okay, well, tell us how
done.
they modify the weather.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to see my website, it's been cited in 200 peer-reviewed journals and books.
Peer-reviewed shit is trash.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that. But whenever a whole bunch of scientists are sucking your dick all day long, you got your shit right.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You're part of the fucking scam. When the
I don't know you,
peer-reviewed
but you sound like a edgelord bitch.
Okay,
me personally, I've actually been to.
What is? Let me look at your shit first before.
Go look at my website.
Well, I'm not going to no goddamn website.
Give it a try. It's not
How
going to
do
give
you
you age.
modify? How do you modify the weather? You're right. Highway. I'll let Highway go real quick. How do you modify the weather?
Talking about precipitation enhancement, snowpack augmentation, hail mitigation, hurricanes. What?
Explain that all and tell me like I'm a 5-year-old. Tell me what's happening like I'm a 5-year-old.
In 1947, cloud seeding was invented by Bernard Vonnegut.
And guess what?
Schaefer.
Hurricanes were created in 1850, so we got 100 years on your bitch ass. Just know that. All right,
Bro,
keep going.
all right.
Keep
So if you
going.
want to make this adversarial, I can bring out my ghetto, okay? But if not, you can shut the fuck up and ask a
No,
question.
you can break
and I'll
it.
answer it.
I want you to break out all your guns. I want you to pull all your guns out.
Right. Okay. This is going to be one of those conversations.
Break out. No, I want you to break out every heavy artillery you have on this.
Go to my weather modification history.com. You want me to put it in the bubble just to make it easy? Because obviously you're a derp and you can't like literally click a link. Okay, I will.
My brother-in-law flies hurricane reconnaissance. It's advanced humans that are doing this. Y'all think it's some heart bullshit. Y'all think we're modifying the weather. No,
bro, you dumb as fuck. Like I literally know more. I know more about heart than you know about blockchain. So shut up.
I know more about blockchain and weather than you know about shit.
I know more about HARP and how to hack your ass than you know
HARP does
anything.
not exist, bro.
HARP doesn't exist.
It doesn't?
Ethereum doesn't exist.
As shit.
Ethereum is as real as fucking HARP, bitch.
What do you mean HARP is
No,
fake?
it's not. HARP is fake as fuck, bro. There's
Bro, you're
Why?
dumb
Tell
as
us.
fuck. You're literally dumb as fuck. Like,
No, I'm
shut up.
not. No,
You
I'm not.
are.
It's
How does
advanced
HARP not exist?
because we're not fucking sending fucking waves to make the
Oh,
fucking
you're
weather.
a flat earther. That explains it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm a real earther.
Oh,
we're spending
shit.
66,000.
You just called on
Oh,
yourself like
we
that
just-
fucking
look,
quick,
we just
bro. You
murdered
just
we're in a
outed
pizza
yourself
pie
as a
box.
flurper.
It's a pizza pie. It's a pizza pie box.
Look, we just got this dude. This dude is
Not the flat earth. No, God, the pizza pie.
Oh, this dude is right. Like, dude, you
He
gotta
literally just said we're not sending radio waves, and then immediately you go, "Okay, dude. Okay."
There's an advanced civilization around us, right?
Oh, Jesus Christ! Not this.
Above
fucking
and below
shit.
us, actually.
Jesus Christ.
As above, so below. As above, so below.
It's been happening forever. You know? How
Yeah,
did
brother,
we
it
build?
actually makes a lot of
How
sense.
did we build all these fucking massive ass buildings in the 1850s? But yet, it's HARP. HARP's doing all this, right?
Do you know what the word Do you know what the word apophenia means?
Doesn't matter.
That's a no. So you should go get self-diagnosed real quick. Take a trip down Google AI or Chat GPT. Look up
So I need to
apophenia.
Google. I need to Google things, right?
Yeah, you should look it up. Just
Google gives us all
look.
the answers.
I want you to know what you suffer from, so that we can continue the
I
conversation.
want you to know that you suffer from the Google syndrome, where you only rely on Google to tell you what you do, what you think, and how you feel. Guess
Bro,
what?
I've been on the internet since
am-
I'm. Shut up, bitch. I've been on the internet since I was 12 years old. I'm 48 years old. I've been on the internet since I was
Dude, you should
12.
have been there on 3, bro. Look. There's someone ahead of you. You're late. You're late to the internet because we had somebody
I'm
here that was
late to
3.
the internet. Got
Yeah,
you. I'm
we
designing
just
Web3 apps, bitch. I'm self-taught. Don't fucking talk down to me, you flat Earth retard.
Hey, suck my dick. I want from the back.
HARP
From
is
the-
a
from the
facility in Gacona, Alaska, and you're saying it's not real, but flat Earth
No, it's
is.
not real.
That is dumb as shit.
Dude.
Do you know what an ionosphere heater is? Do you know what an
What are
ionosphere heater is?
hurricanes? Do you know what hurricanes are? Do you know what tornadoes are?
Everybody
Do you
knows what
realize-
hurricanes are. Yeah.
Wait, I have a question though, Jim. I have a question for you.
Jim is a
just
faggot.
curious if you
Jim
know
likes it in his
how is it
ass.
possible to have a contained or a pressurized gas system next to an endless vacuum without some kind of container device, a medium to protect one
The
from the other?
container device is called electromagnetic radiation. It is literally electrostatics. Gravity is fake and gay. And if you want to go look at if you want to look at a
My
great
name is
video,
Trap
check it.
Gravity. Why do you think my name is Trap Gravity?
Okay, well then we agree on one thing. Gravity's not real, but electrostatic.
Objects rise or float based on relative density. So yeah.
Yeah, so the density of the atmosphere with the gradual. I don't want to get into a flat Earth debate here. Fuck, bro. Like,
We're not doing flat Earth.
are we really going to devolve to that?
No.
That
was off the reservoir.
I want to know about the
No. So you had Jim Lee said Trap. He
whip.
mentioned a few key things earlier from the there was a precipitation enhancements as one thing that I picked up on, which I was like, interesting.
It's not HARP.
No, they're machines. They're advanced machines.
I mean,
HARP is actually
Jim, have you seen the
precipitation
Deerfield?
enhancement.
Have you seen the
Can
Deerfield beach?
You take a breathe. Take a breather, dude. You're like trying to take over the room because you got a fucking ego bigger than the whole goddamn blockchain. Let V3 talk for a second, and we'll maybe get somewhere.
Sorry.
So
okay, go ahead, V3.
So what I was trying to say is, from a now you got me sidetracked. What was the God damn it?
You were talking about precipitation enhancements, snowpack.
Yes, the precipitation enhancements and the potential for these advanced craft and machinery Okay, and I was asking you about the Deerfield Beach camera. Have you seen that video or those videos of Hurricane Michael?
No, that was Mexico
This is
Beach.
2000
Mexico Beach.
Mexico Beach, Deerfield Beach camera, or no, Mexico.
No, I
Well,
haven't.
Well,
Send
dude,
it. Send it to me.
Okay.
hey, you want me to?
Yeah, Trap, post it on the top here,
Oh,
dude. Because, dude, I'm gonna tell you right now,
dude,
Jim, brother,
I agree with the electromagnetics. I agree.
it's something with force and electromagnetic, force
They know
multiplier
how
of some
to
kind
do
of
it.
type of like cylindrical type contraption, almost like a what do you call the magnetic sphere? Not the they look like donuts. What do they call
Well,
those
all you
again?
got to do is
What,
look. Hey, Keith, let me.
like big donuts that are wrapped
Keith,
around. I forget the technical
Keith,
term for the
Talking
shape.
about
but-
a toroidal
a toroidal field. Toroidal field.
Yeah,
Thank you.
toroidal
Yes,
field,
thank you.
Tesla
Toroidal
coil.
field.
Hey, all right. Hey, let me take this for a second, Keith, if you don't mind. All right, go look at Hurricane Matthew. Go look at Matthew. I want you to go also look at Dorian. Whenever they're barreling to the East Coast as a Cat 3, 4, 5. Dorian was a 5. Matthew was a
And
3.
it parked for 3 days and it sent an atmospheric river over my house in Sumter, South Carolina.
Dude, Hey, 100%. Hey, you're right. No, you're right. But you realize, like, they were barreling towards it. Trump literally said, we're going to take care of this shit regardless. What happened after that? The hurricane is barreling towards fucking Mar-a-Lago. And then next thing you know, it fucking blows up. It literally, the eye disintegrates.
Yep.
Quick as shit.
So
You're right.
So here's the
But you
real quick
understand.
history of this.
But you
I do understand.
what I'm saying. Like, and I'm right, right?
I understand exactly what you're saying.
But
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
not
So
incorrect.
let him.
But
Yeah,
I'm
Trap.
telling
Let him
you.
go.
That one,
Trap, let him go.
I know
hear it.
every detail about. So you want to hear it or not?
No, tell me. No, tell me.
Yes,
Teach me.
yes, yes.
Teach me.
So
I'm all for it.
I interviewed a scientist. His name was David
Well, no,
Miles. He was
I don't want
part of.
interviews. I want what's your thoughts.
Well, let's the backstory.
Okay,
and
all
we'll
right.
get to.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead with your interview.
Have you ever heard of steering atmospheric rivers?
No, we got atmospheric rivers that happen all the time.
So steering atmospheric rivers is a process that only 3 places on the planet have ever claimed to do. David Miles and Cy Blue, which is retired Colonel David Kaczynski.
Reed Timmer.
Climate Control Global Trading LLC out of the United Arab Emirates, and the Chinese government with their Project Tiani Sky River project. All 3 of these claim to be able to use ground-based transmitters to steer water rivers in the sky. That's the best way to describe
But
it.
you got to realize that's machines in the sky that are fucking spinning these hurricanes. You know that. You already know that.
No, that's not true.
No.
Machines are steering hurricanes. That's what you just said?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Absolutely.
But you also said that you acknowledge hurricanes existed before we had fucking machines, right?
No, all hurricanes have been.
No. So yeah. The technology is that advanced and that far beyond. Because, dude, my thing is with all of this, I actually kind of believe everything because I start looking at old cathedrals and I start thinking, what is a cathedral? It's a cathode rail. It's an energy collection point. And I start thinking about, okay, that's an old world thing. And then I start seeing all these state capitol buildings and these massive, massive structures that they say were built with horse and buggy. I'm like, okay. And then I start looking into like I start going into a rabbit hole about
I saw the same documentary. I know what you're talking about.
I bet you Reptile is
one of the listeners. It's Tartaria. Tartaria has
Tartaria.
Yeah, what about all these world fairs, dude? What were they doing? All these fucking I've seen old photos of some fucking wild shit. And I'm like,
agreed. But let's
this
stick
could
to
all actually be a
just
lie.
the hurricane thing. Let's just stick to the hurricane thing for a second.
Those could have been around, dude. Our history timeline is like 150 years, bro. Something major cataclysmic happened 150, 180 years ago from right now. No 1776, no fucking British wars. No. All this fucking man-made history bullshit's all scam.
We are.
It's all lie.
We're
Dinosaurs
in
a scam.
Satan's little
Lie
season
by
right
the fossil
now.
fuel industry. Lie.
It's coincidental as fuck that you just said 150 years, and my weather modification history website starts exactly 150 years ago.
Well, it should have
What
started.
does that tell you, dude?
It should have started 170 years ago.
Well, you go and do the fucking rest of the website because I've spent fucking 5 years.
I'll help you with it because you got to realize that the first hurricanes that ever were created, they didn't have names. They had the numbers. They went off a number system. It's 1, 2, 3,
I'm
4.
aware of that. James Pollard Espy made the first weather map for the U.S. Navy. He was known as the Storm King in 1850, and he proposed burning forest fires on the West Coast to make rain on the East Coast.
Absolutely got to be Navy.
I am not in the military. I never made it out of basic training. I assaulted 4 drill instructors because fuck them.
It's actually kind of funny.
Yeah, I'd
actually true
rock with
too.
that. I'd rock with that.
My DD 214 says pre-service separation. You can't
So
make that
you
shit
were
up.
dishonorably discharged.
No, pre-service separation. And in fact, whenever I did a federal background check to work in a prison, they could not find any records of me ever being at Lackland Air Force Base. They shredded everything.
Lackland. God damn. Yeah, really. My brother-in-law is he does hurricane reconnaissance. And
Well, check
hey,
this out.
listen,
So,
let me tell you this. Let me tell you this real quick.
Hold on. You haven't allowed me to make a single point about it. I want to throw one out there for you.
Right.
So, Barack Obama comes into office.
I don't. Oh
and
my God, I
because
don't want to hear about that. We don't give a fuck. That's irrelevant right now. I'm telling you about my brother-in-law that is married to
your
my
brother flies
sister.
into hurricanes, cool. That's really neat. Like,
He
okay, wow.
stopped talking to
That
me.
he must know everything about HARP.
HARP is fake, bro.
In 2000,
Shut the fuck up about HARP. Like,
first of all, I've been there.
no,
Okay,
yeah.
so
Prove it.
shut up.
Prove it.
Shut up.
No.
Second of all,
I'm telling you right now, I don't trust this dude.
there's video on my YouTube channel, bitch. Like, shut up.
They
okay?
won't let you put it on
Second.
YouTube, bro. They won't let you put it on YouTube. My brother-in-law stopped talking to me. He stopped literally talking to me because
Why?
of the
Because you
que-
talked about HARP?
No, I never talked about HARP. Fuck, HARP is gay as shit.
Why are you
HARP.
then? Why are you telling?
Hey,
Why are you
Christian,
going on about
here's
your
another-
brother?
Here's another person thinking that they know shit. El Hexagon. Here's another person that they think they're talking about shit, but they don't know literal shit. You got to realize, I am close to the source, bro. I am close to the source.
You're close. You're close to the source.
The
Like,
people that are close to
do you
the
know?
source.
Do you know who the director of HARP was?
Hey,
Dude, all you're doing is like just shouting into the microphone. You fucking drunk flat earth retard.
Hey, this dude literally is talking about shit, and
Jeff,
he don't know shit.
Jeff, do you want to give him the warning?
Oh,
because
Jeff,
like I will literally fucking
give me the warning,
Jeff.
bro. Give me the warning.
What? Hey, man, Jim knows what he's talking about, bro. He's been in this business a long time.
No, he does not, because guess what? They don't talk about it. There's real people that are a part of this, that have been a part of it. They don't talk about it. And I know this from real
You're
life
fucking Looney Tunes, dude. Go Google HARP on fucking right now. All these fucking go DuckDuckGo, go Brave search it, go use Chat GPT, whatever the fuck you get off finding the information on flat Earth on the internet. Whatever you use to learn about that, use that to look up what an ionospheric heater is. Don't look up HARP. What is an ionospheric heater? And how many are there? And you know what you're going to find out? You're going to find my goddamn website.
Yeah, we're not going to your website. And I would recommend no one.
Right, you're not, because you can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. That's the fucking bottom line. You're going to run your fucking mouth the entire time and not allow anybody to speak. You can't make me shut up. Only the host can do
Christian,
that. So shut
make
up,
me a
bitch.
co-host, and I will mute.
Yeah, that like they would give you the power. Even they're not dumb enough to do
I bet
that.
you,
I mean,
Christian.
I've only known you for fucking less than 5 minutes, and you're a fucking idiot. So like, they're clearly not going to allow power to an idiot who won't shut up and use microphone courtesy. So why the fuck would they let you do that?
But you believe in heart.
I know that HARP exists
What is
because
HARP?
I've been
Tell me
there,
what is HARP
bitch. It is an ionospheric heater.
Okay,
It
well,
is
tell me
literally
what they do.
72.
How do they make this ionosonic heater, whatever you want to call it?
You can't even goddamn pronounce it, man. This is so
Yeah, because
embarrassing
it's
for you.
embarrassing that you say it. This is words that I've never
It's
fucking dealt with.
180,
Tell me about the
72-foot tall towers.
iophonic, whatever you want to call it, heater. Tell me about HARP.
Ionospheric, like the ionosphere, but you know that doesn't exist in flat Earth, so you never actually looked that
so we're
up.
spending
But
66,000 miles an hour right now, so of course it wouldn't, right?
of course you're gonna gish gallop because you're an idiot and you don't know how to debate. You don't know how to
Dude,
fucking
hey,
talk.
guess
You
what?
don't have microphone courtesy. You don't really want to have a conversation. You just think you could talk over me and call me bitch and that I'm gonna fold like a little. Yeah, you wouldn't say that to my face, bud. You wouldn't say that to my face. My address is on my website, dude. Come on down. Come on down, bro. My address and my phone number are on my website. Come on down, bitch.
Oh, come
I'm
on.
not a fucking little bitch
Here we go.
hiding behind a fake avatar. Don't even try to go there with me.
Come on, keep going. Tell us how
It's
HARP
it's 180. Can you shut your mouth for more than 30 seconds? Is that possible for you? Because if not, I'm gonna go take a shower, jerk off, and go to bed.
Take a shower and jerk off, bro. You know,
I'm going to do that after this conversation regardless. But when my friend Jeff invites me to a room, hey, I'm going to come to the room because I respect Jeff, and Jeff
I love
obviously
Jeff.
invited me for a reason.
Hey, here's the thing.
Well,
Jeff is solid. Jeff is good, bro. But you're just an idiot.
and Jeff said, I'm solid. So why can't we just have a peaceful conversation and you actually let me answer the question?
But you think the Earth is fucking round and we're spinning at 66,000 miles an hour, right?
I could actually prove the Earth is round with 2 sticks.
Oh, prove it. We've been waiting on people.
We're literally going to do it live on fucking YouTube via Zoom at the same time, probably in the next week, just to fuck with you flurfers, because it's that dumb. It's going to be epic, by the way. I got a friend in Canada. I have 2 friends in New Zealand and Australia. We're all going to put a 5-foot stick in the ground, and we're going to see which direction the fucking shadows face. And guess what? It's all going to be streamed at the exact same time. I'm trying to get somebody in South America in on this as well. And when the shadows are different lengths pointing in different directions, all your flat Earth just fell apart.
It's a pretty good
Put
idea.
back to heart. It's literally that simple. That's how they fucking figured it out fucking thousands of years ago.
Dude. Yeah, it's a
You
sundial.
use a sundial, you measure. As a Boy Scout, you learn to be able to tell the distance and time based on the length of a shadow of a pine tree, but you can't do this to figure out if the Earth is fucking round or flat. That's how dumb flurfers are. Anyway, so yeah, that's my fucking brilliant idea for literally just destroying the whole stupid narrative based on what they did 1,000 years ago. And just we're gonna put it on a Zoom call, get us all on there simultaneously, and we're all gonna synchronize our little bat clocks and then show exactly where the north is, what the angle and declination of the light source is, how long the shadow is, measure it, and we'll be able to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that people on different parts of the planet have different length shadows pointing in different directions, meaning the Earth is fucking round. End of fucking story. So to his question, an ionospheric heater is a HARP the one that's in Gakona, Alaska, is 180 antenna towers that are 72 feet tall, operating on 2.8 to 10 megahertz, with 3.6 million watts going into it, created by 6 diesel generators, which cost $500,000 per hour to operate, with an effective radiated power of 5 billion watts, and its purpose is space weather modification. And he said, well, that has nothing to do with cloud seeding, or you did, but it actually does have something to do with cloud seeding. The only difference between space weather modification and local weather modification is that when you do it in the ionosphere, you create plasma clouds, and the precipitation is electron precipitation. If you do cloud seeding in the troposphere where our weather occurs, you sprinkle chemicals, many different chemicals, big chemicals, huge chemicals, all the chemicals. You put those chemicals in the fucking clouds, they cause condensation. Eventually the rain gets large enough, falls to the ground. We did weather warfare in Vietnam, Operation Popeye doing this, using silver iodide and lead iodide. We did weather warfare over China. We're currently doing weather warfare over Iran. And President Ahmadinejad in 2010, 11, and 12 said Europe stealing our rain. In 2018, Brigadier Ghulam Jalali or some shit like that, Brigadier General Ghulam something from Iran said that Israel and other countries were stealing Iran's rain. And then they said it again in 2023, but they were more specific that said the UAE and Israel were stealing the rain going to Iran. Turns out the UAE has what's called the UAE Rainfall Enhancement Program. And that is why we saw the floods in UAE that everybody was raising hell about, because they actually have a bounty system where they get the world's top leading scientists to come to the UAE to make it rain. If you can make it rain in UAE, they will make it rain on you. And I guess I'll land there. But if you want to know about hurricane modification, I'll tell the entire history. The point I was trying to make about Barack Obama was that in 2008, they said that Katrina was a threat to national security and infrastructure. So they held what was called the Department of Homeland Security Hurricane Modification Workshop. At that DHS meeting, the top scientists from around the United States came there and came up with a list of 12 different proposals for stopping, steering, or otherwise killing hurricanes. When Trump was in office, he said that China had a hurricane gun. And of course, Politico and all the left-leaning rags shitted all over him. They're like, oh, Trump said he's going to nuke a hurricane. Well, that's actually not a new idea, which is kind of fucking creepy in and of itself. But that he never said that. What he was alluding to was that China and Russia have the ability to steer hurricanes. We've had the ability to steer hurricanes since the 1960s, when during Project Storm Fury, the CIA used the NOAA project, Project Storm Fury, to steer hurricanes into Cuba, targeting Fidel Castro. There's a long history of weather warfare. There is a weather warfare ban that was passed by the United Nations in 1978 called the Environmental Modification Convention, where they banned weather warfare worldwide, except it was one of those bans that literally is so open-ended you can still do weather warfare, and they never made any way of catching people doing it. I've been an activist for 20 years talking about this topic, and I'm actually engaged with multiple different states on passing laws banning geoengineering. And my hope is to actually update the weather warfare ban of 1978 to put some teeth to it, but also create a blockchain sensor network where I make micro payments back to the individuals who purchase these sensors, and be able to track what chemicals are in the rain coming down, and have an all sky camera to record the atmospheric conditions video over your house, in addition to all the other regular stuff you would do with a weather station. All of this would be streamed via blockchain using micro payments back to the individuals for their data sharing. So eventually the device would pay for itself, because I think that that's a great way for an ROI for people that invest in a citizen powered network for detecting weather modification and geoengineering. Geoengineering being the worst idea ever, stopping global warming by mimicking volcanoes, by putting sulfur, titanium oxide, aluminum oxide, diamond dust, and calcium into the stratosphere to block sunlight. I'm passionate about this because I have 2 daughters, and the projections are that if they finish their geoengineering plans to deploy worldwide to save us from global warming, many hundreds of thousands, these are the numbers they give, hundreds of thousands of people will die, and that we will no longer be able to see the stars, that telescopes will no longer operate because they will block out the sky. So that's where I come from this from. I have a long history of studying it. I'm a nerd and I'm a programmer, and I'm very much like I was working on IPFS 15 years ago. So like I'm not a big Bitcoiner, Ethereum, I've never really been into that. But I've always been into decentralized networks, network nodes, and being able to tie that back to a mapping source. So what I want to be able to do is display this information in real time, so that when we have these events like Hurricane Helene, that we can track all the flights that could possibly be putting chemicals into these hurricanes, track electromagnetic radiation on all frequency bands to see if anybody's modifying them with that, and have all of the video data from all of these locations so that we can see the anomalies that occur and create a single data source that's powered by a citizen network to actually catch these fucks that are out there creating weather chaos. And I land my plane.
Sheesh. Hey, Jim Lee, thank you so much for that information. Chris, you got anything to say about that, bro?
No, that was amazing. I mean, yeah, he definitely knows stuff for sure. Again, I only studied meteorology for a year, so well, at least in college. But I actually had the opportunity to storm chase. The only thing that sucked was I had to work on that day, but my colleagues actually went to. I live in Georgia, but I stayed in the Midwest in St. Louis, and my colleagues, they were headed out to Kansas to go tornado chasing, and I could have gone, but I didn't want to miss out on work. I feel like
So fucking fun. I would love to do that shit.
Yeah, I think that's like one of the only few regrets I do have. I should have took off that day, but my colleague, she ended up taking a picture of her with the hurricane right behind her in Kansas. It was super cool, but no, that was amazing. Like, and I agree with you. There's so many things that's happening now, like even with the weather. But again, I changed my major to space or to physics. I'm sorry, in which it's not just like the weather as far as Earth weather, but space weather is also something that impacts us too. One thing that people aren't paying attention to, or at least what I believe, is that there are reports that it's not just the Earth that's quote unquote warming up, like global warming. There have been reports that Pluto is warming up. Jupiter, for some reason, scientists can't figure out why Jupiter is also warming up. And I believe Mars as well. So there's like other space anomalies that's happening with some of these other planets besides the Earth. But of course, they're trying to push.
I think that's really related to the helio sheet.
Yeah.
And I go back to these flat earthers and I'm like, define firmament. Because for me, it's very simple. It's waters above, waters below. Guess what a cloud is? It's waters above. It's literally the separation of the ocean and the atmosphere. If you actually do any study whatsoever on what a firmament is, and you follow any theologians who talk about this, they've been pretty fucking clear on this. It was the creation of an atmosphere, not a fucking dome that blocked us out from space. And that's another logical fallacy that they all have. And I'm all for loving the Bible. I was raised a Lutheran. But at the same time, if you don't take the time to go actually look up what the word firmament where that word was invented and when it was invented and what it was before that and what it actually means, then you're an idiot. So, like, for me, if there is a firmament, it would be the heliosheath, which actually encompasses our entire solar system. So just like we have an ionosphere, which is like the force field on the Starship Enterprise, it protects us from galactic cosmic rays. The entire solar system has another shield around it called the heliosheath, and that protects us from the vast majority of cosmic radiation, which would literally cook the planet to the freaking core. So if you're seeing warming across all of these things, if you look at where our solar system is in the Milky Way galaxy, and you see that spiral of the arms and everything, when we get out into those dark spaces while traveling between spirals, that shit is not well understood. And what they call dark energy, in my personal opinion, that's fucking ether. Like, dude, Tesla explained that shit a very long time ago. So, like, most of science is just grasping at straws and trying to fit it into their little box that they've already created based on this peer review pyramid bullshit. But if you take out the bottom rung of the inverted pyramid, the whole damn thing falls down. They got to write a whole new book, and everybody builds on top of that new bullshit. So, in my personal opinion, there's probably some there to where we are currently in the galaxy, and that's why you will see changes across all planets, not just ours. I don't know what your thoughts on that are.
No, I agree. It's funny you mentioned that, because I think I told Van, my business partner, not too long ago, that I do think that we're approaching, just a very high concentrated area of cosmic rays, and I think that's the reason why we're multiple planets are warming up. So it's
100%.
very interesting that you had brought that up. But yeah, I studied, I had research in fluid dynamics. So I ended up changing my major just so slightly from meteorology to physics with the study of fluid dynamics.
I'm posting something to the bubble right now, and this isn't the main timeline. So my website actually I have 3 websites total. This is just one of the 3. But I made this one as a reference for people who do not believe weather modification is a thing. And I break it into 3 categories: weather modification, geoengineering, and space weather modification, because they each have very, very different purposes. But for those who don't believe that any of this stuff is real, this page has over 800 newspaper articles which were recreated from Google News, from all of the different, from some of them from Microfiche by a friend of mine, Dominic Marama. He's also a graphics artist like me. And I think you guys can appreciate how much time and effort goes into getting the headline off the front page, the header of the newspaper, then going to the article, then going to page 2B, and then 3C, and then pasting all that back together in Adobe Illustrator to create a single image for each of these newspaper articles. And there's fucking 800 of them. So we made it simple for people to be able to go back and read the entire history of weather control back to the 1900. I think the earliest one we have on there is like 1890. And you have a series of from 1890, with technically 1850 with James Pollard Espy, to 1946. That was called the Age of Pluviculture. And then from 1946 forward, weather modification moved to cloud seeding. Before that, they were doing everything from exploding cannonballs to X-rays on balloons to biplanes electrifying sand to try to make it rain, anything and everything in between. But then they said, now we have science. And the irony of it is that to this day, cloud seeding has never been able to prove that it has any scientific efficacy whatsoever. And that's my highlight. That's my whole point, is that there is no such thing as weather control. You cannot control a chaotic system. You cannot model it. And as a person who understands fluid dynamics, and I come from a 3D graphics background as well. So I did inverse kinematics, freaking fluid dynamics, volumetric lighting, UV texture mapping, all of that sort of stuff. I understand what simulating the real world looks like, and garbage in, garbage out. So the only way for you to properly model a chaotic climate system is to gather enough information on it to put into a computer powerful enough to compute it all at the same time. And even then, the chances of you getting it right are like maybe 20% based on a 48-hour window. A 7-day forecast is almost completely fucking useless, which just goes to show how weak the science is and how weak the sensors are and the modeling. So that's the world we live in today. Meanwhile, these people are raking in millions, if not billions of dollars, claiming they can control the weather, when in reality, they're no better than the people back in the 1930s who were claiming, hey, I'll go spray some electrified sand if you'll pay me $500 and I'll make it rain on your crop. They were snake oil salesmen then, they're snake oil salesmen now. They just got fancier. So the worst example of that is the United Arab Emirates Rainfall Enhancement Program, where they literally have a $2 million bounty. And if you can prove that you can make it rain in the UAE, you win that $2 million prize. Shout out to all the investors in the room. So with that, there it is, like the top spot on the planet right now, where they're testing every kind of new technology to prove that they can actually do cloud seeding and have some scientific basis behind it and predictable results. The predictable results part, they will never achieve. But nonetheless, they're using things like cloud ionizers, which release negatively charged ions to work as cloud seeds. The UAE has evolved from using silver iodide to titanium iodide. Linda Zhao from Khalifa University is talking about using nanoparticles of graphene and silica dioxide as cloud seeding agents. And finally, they are using lasers to make it rain because they provide ionization channels which excite rainfall. So there's so much technology now that has advanced just in the last 15 years at an exponential rate. And if you look at the worldwide weather modification projects, you'll realize that the vast majority of them in other countries are done by their militaries, like the Philippine military, India, China's PLA. But in America, it's almost exclusively corporate, with some government programs like the U.S. Department of Agriculture. They do, the U.S. Bureau of Land Reclamation. They still operate all the cloud seeding generators in the Rocky Mountains. Nobody knows about any of these things, so I find it ironic. But anyway, I see a hand. I'll shut up.
I just wanted to ask you, because you were talking a lot about weather and stuff, and I kind of came in when you were talking about hardware also. I caught the tail end of a conversation that sounded like it had something to do with hardware. Do you see like opportunities as far as blockchain and what blockchain does for like you were talking about with how we predict weather, and anything to do with that? Do you see like opportunities for
There's an enormous potential for data gathering. If you guys want to start a company, here's a freebie. invent a. All right, so we have these things called radiosondes. Radiosondes are balloons that they release twice a day, and they take an atmospheric profile as they go up in altitude. So if you actually created a network of drones that operated 24/7, relaying in real time, fuck, we have Starlink now, so this shouldn't be hard, relaying in real time data, then weather forecasting prediction and the ability to do real time data acquisition, we do not have that. We don't have it via satellites. And I think we can all agree that throwing a balloon into the air twice a day, 12 hours apart, is not good data. So the fact that we're in a situation where that's the best info we have to go on, where when we determine like why planes make contrails, why chemtrails exist, the only way to even tell is by looking at radiosonde data. So if you were to actually put a drone in the air that had all of the sensors necessary, PM 2.5, sniffing, dew point depression, temperature, barometric pressure, all these. And if you could deploy them at different altitudes or literally just have them range in altitude, have them rise up to their max altitude and then come back down and stream that data in real time and deploy a network across the United States as a test bed, the entire fucking world would be jumping at this. The IPCC climate cult would get a boner for this because they do not have this data. And while they're running artificial intelligence and all of these new programs on these supercomputers to try to make better climate models, better weather predictions, they still lack the data to put in those computer models. So is there an opportunity? Fuck yes. You want to be the next billionaire? Do that.
Yeah, what he's saying is true because I actually did it. I did that once. I had raised a balloon once in college, and yeah, it's typically 12 hours apart. I'm not even gonna lie. Reading those charts, they're really hard to like actually read them. It's been a minute since I read one, so I've surely lost all that information, knowledge at least. But yeah, that is a super
I
solid.
can show you in like 5 minutes, dude. You can go to windy.com, and on the menu on the sidebar, you can click on radiosonde data. And instead of reading the basic chart, there's actually what's called a skew T plot. And if you change it to skew T plot, it's going to have the altitude in millibars on the side. But whenever you mouse over it, it's going to give you the altitude in feet. And you can see one line, which is going to show the temperature, and the other line is going to show the dew point depression. And as you go up in altitude, they have what's called the Schmidt-Appelman criterion that determines when clouds are going to form, when contrails are going to form from aviation. And then you're going to see they get closer and closer as they go up in altitude, and then very quickly they're going to diverge rapidly. That's called an inversion. That inversion occurs at the tropopause. So that's where the stratosphere begins. So where you see it suddenly start to warm rapidly and the dew point depression drop rapidly, they're going to diverge away from each other. You can tell the height of the stratosphere based on those radiosonde plots. It's actually relatively simple. I mean, I can teach anybody how to read this shit in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's just been so long. I used to do it all the time. Yeah, it's been a long time for me because I used to use I think it was a 500 millibars as far as like looking into different pressure and just weather when it comes to like charting and such. But because I remember like the 500 millibars, the 1,000 millibars. But yeah, that's a little minute away from me.
Yeah, for those who aren't initiated, it starts at the ground at like 1,000 millibars, and then it gets smaller. The numbers get smaller as you go up. So, like the top end of most radiosondes is like right at 250 millibars, which is approximately 50,000 feet ish. But yeah, I totally get it, dude.
Now I still remember like
There's a huge whack for actual, real time weather data. That is the main point I'm trying to make here. So, like, if you want to, and that's why my website's called Climate Viewer. The whole idea was to create a climate viewer for your backyard. And that climate viewer will actually view your sky. And then we, in turn, will be able to view your data. And in turn, you'll get paid for sharing your data through blockchain, through micropayments back. Pick your poison, pick your coin, pick your, medium. Fuck, we'll stripe you cash if you don't like, any kind of digital currency. Fine. But I think that it's just like, I'm looking at it like the Nintendo model. Nintendo would always sell all of their, hardware, and they would lose money on the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, all of those things. Because in the end, they made their money off of the royalties, because you had to actually pay money to them to develop a game for their Nintendo system. So Nintendo actually made all its money on licensing to developers to make video games. They lost money on every fucking device they ever made. I'm willing to lose money on the devices to get them out in the field, because the data is priceless. Like, being able to gather that data into a central location, there are climate scientists, there are weather forecasters that would literally hand over their left testicle to get access to data they do not have any other way.
Back to the devices though. So like you're bringing devices into blockchain. This is an interesting subject for me, because I'm currently dealing with this dilemma here. In the particular product that I'm affiliated with, it is a DeFi product, so it becomes challenging when it comes to having like hardware and software kind of work together in a way to really call it, I guess, DeFi. Your product is nothing like the one I'm talking about, but with the hardware, have you looked into like partnering? Is there anybody out there that has hardware similar to what you're looking for that you can partner with to kind of bring the cost of manufacturing it down, because they did a lot of the work already?
We actually started on a alternative social media slash way to search the internet not using words. I'll leave it at that. It was called Nettention. Network intention, attention, a way to view the internet. It ain't even Web3. Fuck, it's like Web6. Nobody will ever get it. I would have to spend an hour explaining it, but the idea of creating objects or networked objects, which you can share, that are tree based, and you can put folders inside of folders. You're not just sharing some text and a picture, you're literally sharing entire volumes of PDFs, plus GPS coordinates, plus, videos and pictures, and literally objects on a page, not just, the entire fucking web page. No, I just want to share these 3 paragraphs from a page, and, this citation plus these things, and we called it an object. And it's basically a zip file that contains all of the things, so that you can not only view it online. We built it on IPFS back in the day, and the idea being that I'll leave that one alone. So flash forward, the whole idea behind the climate viewer would be to integrate real-time streaming UDP, because we don't want to do TCP/IP because it's slow. So we want the sensors themselves streaming in UDP over a blockchain network which is going to have a peer distribution network, so they can all they can actually communicate with each other as independent nodes, and they all feed back to a central repository, but it's also a distributed network of servers which carry the load. So it's going to load share across many different servers. I'm a front end designer, I'm a graphics designer, and I'm a fucking weather nerd. And I have a cybersecurity background. I mean, I was very black hat until I was like 25 years old, and then I got married. My wife was like, "You need to stop doing that shit." But that's where I come from, and my partner, he's very much the back end guy. So like, I'm not a full stack developer. He's very familiar with the hardware side and the server side, handling of the data. So like, I'm heavily reliant on him for that part, and we're actually partnering with Clemson University's atmospherics division to get some of these sensors certified, because if you don't have atmospheric sensors certified, just like the radars in a fucking police car, if it's not certified every so often, then guess what? You can probably get that thrown out of traffic court because your radar is fake and gay. Make sense?
Same thing with torque wrenches in aviation. They have to be calibrated every so often.
Well, I think it's a good thing. Otherwise, you'd have people manipulating that whole industry.
Hey Chris, what was that weather node that you have? Is this kind of similar to what Jim is talking about?
No, what he's talking about is way more advanced. I actually am running a weather node. I used to work for a company called Go Plugin. It's an Oracle-based company, very similar to Chainlink, but it's on the Zenfin or XDC blockchain. They actually used to sell these weather nodes that were connected to smart contracts. So I was literally getting paid crypto to basically run this weather node, and I can like see my data as far as the current temperature, pressure, humidity, etc. But no, what Jim's talking about is way more advanced.
Yeah, sounds really interesting.
Have you gotten quotes on how much it would cost to actually manufacture the hardware for what you're referring to?
The biggest hurdle that I'm having right now is that single particle mass spectrometry is hellified expensive. I've been able to find like an Arduino powered or like even a Raspberry Pi powered spectrometer that we could integrate into the circuit board. But even then, we have these other technical hurdles like, contamination, the actuator. So like if you got a rain tube, then you gotta do a sample on it, and then you gotta have a motorized actuator with a rubber plug at the bottom of it to dump the water out automatically because people are fucking lazy and dumb. But that's probably the most expensive part. An anemometer, when I was at the AMS meeting in 2018, I met a company called Animotion, and they actually make an anemometer which has no moving parts. So it can measure wind speed without any moving parts whatsoever, which is fucking fascinating. Also, very expensive. So like, I'm looking at it as like a tiered system. And back to the whole Nintendo idea, what I hope to be able to build is basically a shell that, it comes with, basically some standard features. Every one of them is going to have the all sky camera, even though, maybe some of the cheaper models will have like a fucking GoPro, a wide angle lens, which is streaming in real time. But a true weather grade all sky camera, also expensive. So like, these things are all very expensive. Getting them down to cost where the average individual could invest in this, not talking about like, just rich people. I'm talking about, people who are normies that care about, geoengineering, weather modification, chemtrails. Hell, you want to see all the chemtrails? Put a fucking monitor on your roof and then record them all day long and watch the time lapse and then share the videos on YouTube. I don't give a fuck. So I want to do like a modular system that has like a base level with minimum requirements, and then have it be like a plug and play where you have like you basically lift the hood on this son of a bitch, and then you're able to plug in the individual modules to upgrade it over time. Or you could just buy a fully decked out one right off the rip if you've got that kind of cash. So we could add things even like radiation detection. So like if you want to put a freaking Geiger counter in that bitch and stream what the radiation levels in your locality is, we can do that. So it's like I want to make like a plug and play device that you can add as much or as little as you want, and all of that data is streamed in real time, so that we're not reliant on governments which lie to us, which censor data. Get it? It's censor data, but they censor the data. Kind of like whenever the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear meltdown happened and they turned off EPA's radiation detection network. Like that shit should have been illegal. But both the USA and Canada turned off their radiation monitors after the meltdown because,
Hey Jim, did they
God forbid the people find out.
Jim, did they use lead and cement to just pack that thing in there and just keep dumping cement on top of it to seal it?
They did, but the problem is the ground beneath Japan is got a lot of fractures in it. It's very porous. There's lots of seawater that's actually underneath Fukushima. So when you had the meltdown, they found spent fuel rods as far as like 50 miles out to sea. And the actual meltdown that occurred is in the seawater that's underneath the island. So it's still leaking into the Pacific to this day. And just to give you an example, in Sellafield in UK, the Irish Sea is probably the most irradiated ocean sea on the planet, next to the Mediterranean, where the mafia dumped radioactive waste for years for, business entities. The mafia, that was one of the mob's,
hospitals.
big money makers.
The hospitals.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a whole ass thing. But yeah, the Fukushima meltdown is still occurring, is still leaking into the ocean, and anybody who tells you they know exactly the damage that's being done is just fucking speculating. So I'm not going to.
Are they working on the neutralization of the rods themselves? Some type of chemical formula that can make up or something?
Oh man, I'm forgetting the guy's name right now, but there was a dude who was on YouTube, and I actually knew him like 15 years ago, and the government seized all of his equipment because he was basically taking radioactive materials and rendering them inert using electromagnetic frequencies. Like he was breaking all the laws of physics regularly on YouTube with these fucking crazy ass inventions.
So basically,
but yeah.
reverse engineering spent uranium 235 is.
Yeah, like depleted uranium's what's used on like the A10 Warthog, the 30 millimeter rounds, the most of the military shells that we use in Iraq had depleted uranium warheads. And they said that it's depleted uranium, meaning it shouldn't be radioactive. But that's when we had Gulf War syndrome, which was actually caused by radiation poisoning of most of the troops. Of those troops, 75% of them, some estimates say, committed suicide because of the issues that they were having with their health. And Japan actually accused the United States of war crimes because of all the birth deformities that were happening in Iraq and Kuwait as a result of the use of depleted uranium. It's fucking tragic.
Whoever comes up with that ability to neutralize nuclear warheads, well, we'll all be back on the battlefield. It'll be good old times again. Shit.
Wait, so this guy that was on YouTube, he was, if I understood you correct, he was able to neutralize the actual uranium. Did I understand that right?
Yeah, he was actually transmuting metals from one type to another. He was bending metals like like fucking carbon 60 and fucking literally bending it, which is like one of the hardest things in the fucking world to do. And he also had radioactive materials, put a Geiger counter up to it, shot his little fucking ray beam. I say ray beam, but it was actually like electromagnetic radiation, which is crazy because I'm like, dude, you're sitting right next to that thing. You're not scared. It's kind of like Nikola Tesla and the big, the photos you see with the arcs of lightning everywhere. He's sitting in the back of his, Scooby-Doo van with this long freaking device. And he's like, here's, this is radioactive and I'm going to turn this on. You watch a little clock, shows the duration that he exposes it. He goes right back with the Geiger counter and the motherfucker has nothing.
How long ago was this?
This was 15, 20
So it was
years
long
ago.
before AI was a big deal, and you have to question everything you see. That's really interesting. His videos have been removed since then.
Most of them, a friend of mine has like hard backups of all of his stuff because, like, I say friend, but he's now a friend of me. We were mutual acquaintances of his. God, why can I not think of his fucking name? Because if I told you his name, you'd be able to look it up immediately. But yeah, I mean, the dude he's like a modern day Tesla, like fucking eccentric. I think of him like the fucking doctor in freaking Back to the Future. Like just crazy as shit, doing all kinds of weird stuff out of the back of his van. And the feds came and like basically took all of his equipment. One of the last videos he made was, I got raided by the feds and they fucking stole all my shit. Fuck the government.
Sort of like P. Diddy's mansion. They got all this shit too.
Nothing like that. I'm sure this guy was probably trying to solve real problems, and P. Diddy was not.
Do you know why Jay-Z and P. Diddy were the first people out of the hotel in the morning?
Why is that?
They got their shit packed the night before.
Oh, that's funny. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna head out. Good night. Hey, Jim, thank you so much for the talk. Jeff, thank you for inviting Jim, and Alexican, thank you for hosting the spaces for us. All right, I'm out. Peace, guys.
Yeah.
Take it easy. Thanks,
man.
Jim, for coming up. Nice meeting you guys. Appreciate y'all.
I need to get my ass in that shower, and because last night I was literally on a hangout till 3:00 in the morning, giggling my balls off, and I felt it this morning at 7:00 when I had to go to work. I'm doing it again to myself, but at least today I got a nap in after eating a fat steak. So appreciate the invite, Jeff. Thank you guys for tolerating me bickering with the fucking flurfer earlier. And also I appreciate either he dove out or somebody was wise enough to kick him from the board so we can actually have a discussion. I can argue with the best of them, but I'd rather not because they're time vampires and they're the worst.
Wait, you're leaving, Jim? I just came here to listen to you talk about geoengineering.
Bro, you missed it. Like, you're gonna have to catch the playback now.
Shit.
Like, I came into the space you were in, and I was like, nah, these pulse chain, that wasn't it. What was it? What was it called? What was you were just in that fucking space, and I was like, no, this is not the space
Oh,
for me, and I
the
had to
Mr.
leave.
C space. Yeah, I don't know. They were all yelling. I didn't.
Yeah, they were all fucking yelling at each other, and I was like, I don't have that fucking energy
Well,
tonight.
Kumar showed up, and Mr. Conspiracy and him have beef. So that's why everyone.
Oh yeah, I finally got to meet Kumar tonight, the one Ozzy was going on and on about. So yeah, I listened for a little while just to fucking get a feel for the guy, and I was like, no, fuck that, I'm out.
Coomer
And I
called
was
me.
literally about to cut my phone off.
Coomer calls me a demon, and he always zaps me out of his page because I don't know. He's a kid in my eyes.
He's just fucking.
Hey Jim, before you leave, you mentioned something about front end. You do front end stuff. Were you referring to like front end, like website stuff, Web3, and anything like that?
I mean, I mostly do like I've been a graphics designer since I was a kid, so like I heavily lean on that. So I mainly do UI and UX more than anything. I do responsive design, CSS3, HTML5, JavaScript, a little bit of Node.js. But for the most part, I focus on the front end and the user experience. So that's my forte. So for the most part, I have a company. It's called rednet.solutions. If you want to check out, it hasn't been updated in forever. I mean, I've done probably 30 websites since I last updated it. But yeah, I design web page, mostly like web pages for either activists or small businesses around my local area. And and I'm involved in a couple other projects like Wall Street Silver. They have a smaller group called the Silver Degen Club, so I made silverwars.org. David Mancuso, who was a DJ up in New York. He was actually the predecessor to Studio 54. The Mancuso estate reached out to me because apparently one of their people was a fan of my YouTube shit. And I made the loft.party, so you can check that website out. But yeah, I'm mainly a graphics designer. I'm not like in any kind of super fucking villain fucking web designer.
There's
but
always someone.
I have one.
I always say that actually, and there's always somebody that does something better. But I was just asking. I looked at your page a little bit. I liked some of the stuff you did, so that's why I was just asking.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, like I'm always trying to find better ways to skin a cat, and currently I'm working with something called Hugo, and it's kind of like Ruby on Rails, but it allows you to do templating where you can create a WordPress-like site using static files on your hard drive, and then when you're done, you generate the entire website as a static website. So like the weather modification history website has like 4,600 pages total and close to like, I don't know, like 89,000 static files. Hugo can generate the entire website in 9.6 seconds on my computer. So it'll like, after I'm done, I just type Hugo into PowerShell. It generates a public folder with the entire website. And then there's no logins, no passwords, no databases, no security concerns whatsoever. You can't hack it. And that I like to make those kinds of websites because then I don't have customers coming back to me saying, oh, my fucking SQL table crashed out. Can you come and save my life? I'm like, no, bitch, I sold you a website. It'll run forever as long as you don't fuck it up with your provider, you know?
Yeah, that's good. You're thinking about log. I like that. That is a big problem too. Is a lot of people just look. They don't think about anything past the next few weeks really, and sometimes it's intentional, kind of like planned obsolescence in a way, because they want future business. But I like that you were thinking about the security aspect. Yeah, I heard you mention the security was one of your things. It's super important when it comes to blockchain stuff, because as we know, blockchain development is more like hardware than it is software. You get to launch a smart contract once, do it right.
Yeah, and a lot of people, it's like a commonality that I've noticed since I was 12 years old. fucking designers are not security experts, and security experts are not designers. So, like, being that I started out as a nefarious hacker who just wanted a bunch of free video games and a copy of Photoshop on Windows 3.11, like going from that to then becoming a 3D graphics designer, then a web designer, like I have a full understanding of all of the security concerns involved. And I warn every motherfucker, no, don't get WordPress. Like, it's the easiest thing in the world to hack. I was on WordPress, and you cannot make this shit up. My host provider sent me an email and they said 3 of the 4 hard drives in your RAID array burnt up simultaneously. And I said, that is like getting struck by lightning 20 times in one day, the odds of that happening. And it was because I had mapped out the Five Eyes spy facilities. One of my website's a mapping website where I do WebGL. So I have a WebGL globe, which is why I go hard on flurfers, because they get real triggered when they see my fucking globe. And it's climateviewer.org/3D if you want to check it out. But I mapped out those Five Eyes spy facilities and the undersea cables they connected to it, and immediately got cyber attacks from Russia, China, and US Cyber CENTCOM. And they were like literally hacking my website every fucking day. So that's why I went to Hugo, was for my own fucking sanity. And literally, like, even if they take out the server, the entire website fits on a flash drive. And I can literally go to any McDonald's with a fucking Google Chrome, a Chromebook, and just re-upload the damn website, or literally just distribute it on 1,000 websites and be like, fuck it. Now what are you going to do to this kid?
For those of you who don't understand what DeFi really and how awesome DeFi is, what he's talking about, you can literally do with IPFS. And when you have an IPFS front end and you have a blockchain back end, you really have a truly decentralized system to where not even the front end could be brought down with a subpoena. And I think that's awesome that he's bringing that up, because that's super important. I'm a huge DeFi person. Anything that makes it really decentralized, I'm massive on. I love that. The front end's always.
Can you explain to me what DPIN is? Because somebody recently reached out to me and was like, you should put your shit on DPIN.
I'm not sure what that is. I seen another D something today. I think people are taking the DeFi like movement that's happening, I guess, because it's getting a lot of traction, and they're just kind of piggybacking off. I don't know what DPIN is. It could be. I have no idea. But I've seen another D something today, and I'm not sure what it was.
It's on my to-do list. It's like, okay, I get too many emails. I have 7 podcasts that I'm going to be on in the next 2 weeks. And I'm like, Angel who just came in the room's like, you should host a space like every day during the week. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm fucking overwhelmed enough. Like, bro, I'm trying to design a new website devoted just to chemtrails, because literally I can make an entire website just on that topic. And at this point I have to. I was on Dell Big Trees to Highwire, and like it got like 13 fucking million views. And then now everybody and their brothers reaching out to me to go on their fucking show and talk about chemtrails. And I'm like, all right, well, before y'all hold on, let me actually like put all the references on a page. That way when I'm on your show, I can just say, go to plainfarts.com or some shit like that. And have all the references available for them. Because, just like with these flurfers, people who believe in chemtrails don't want to understand what a radio sonde is. So you're trying to explain to them what an ice supersaturated region is, or how clouds are formed and why they matter. It's like so over their head. It's like, it's the same thing as trying to talk to people who believe in flat earth, that, they're so deeply ingrained in their belief systems that it's simply too painful to admit to themselves that they're wrong. So like, I fully believe that you cannot convince anybody of anything, because when I was a kid at the ripe old age of 15, the rules of the internet were Rule number 13, all your carefully laid arguments can be easily ignored.
Yeah, once someone's convinced themselves of anything, it doesn't matter what it is. It's really, really hard. And sometimes they die with that belief. That's why it's important to be open-minded and be willing to change your worldviews when you get new information. I've changed my views on things so many times. There was probably a time when I thought the Earth was flat, but obviously, like you change your worldviews on things as information comes in.
Isn't it ironic that you use the term worldview? And that's exactly their problem, is their entire worldview. I honestly believe that Flat Earth is like a CIA operation to discredit every conspiracy realist out there that's talking about things that are real, like mass surveillance, like all of the problems plaguing the world. Pick your topic.
All of this,
Because these people have a belief in nothing.
all of the sidetracks that you see nowadays, that's exactly what it's for, is to keep us from being focused on what the truth is and what's really going on.
That's why they keep begging me to come in and debate. Come to Flat Earth Friday, man. You're so smart. Like, why won't you come? And I'm like, because when I fuck with you guys, like, you don't take it well, and I know that I can't convince any of you that you're wrong. So like, I don't have like a fucking God complex. I don't think that any person with any amount of explanation could ever change your mind. So what are you, time vampires? Because my time is valuable. Time is money. I don't have fucking time to fuck with you guys unless I'm doing it for the lulz. And if I'm doing it for the lulz, then sure, if I'm having a great day and I just feel like screwing with you guys, I'll come in there and fuck around and you'll find out. But otherwise, like, I'll do it on my own terms. So like earlier today, Xander was begging me to debate a flat earther. And I was like, no, dude, like, no, I have too much shit to do. And when I feel like it, I'll do it. Otherwise, if I don't feel like it, I'll never do it. So how about that? You deal with trolls long enough, you just realize that their whole goal is just to expend all your energy and time. And once you realize that, that's where the term "don't feed the trolls" comes from, because that's what gives them energy and that's what keeps them going. So like, I'm done feeding trolls unless I actually intentionally want to go feed them like the movie Seven, like sew their asshole shut and keep feeding them and keep feeding them.
Jim, you've brought a lot of good information to us tonight. For those of you, or for those of us, and I just looked you up on YouTube. I heard you mention YouTube earlier. Where can we find you on? Obviously, we know where your Twitter account is. What other platforms are you on?
I made my own link tree. So like, if you go to my profile, you'll see connect.climateviewer.com. That has all three of my websites: my Substack, my Telegram, BitChute, Rumble, Odyssey, and YouTube. My social medias, my phone number, my fucking email, and my webpage business is linked at the bottom. So like, anybody looking for web design, you can hit me up on there too. But Linktree kicked me off for some fucking random reason. And then I went and I made my own damn Linktree, and then I, of course, cussed them out. And they were like, "Oh, we're sorry. Something just happened with the algorithm. You were mistakenly removed." And I was like, "Too late. Already made my own LinkedIn, Linktree. Don't need you. Fuck off." But yeah, that's what's on my profile, is the link, connect.climateviewer.com. And it has all of my shit on one page.
Where's that little weasel Mark Zuckerberg hanging out? He's sure been awful quiet recently.
Well, he claims he's a libertarian now, and he's had his come to Jesus moment. Yet, my last video I just did on electronic voting machine hacking, and how all of the elections for the last 20 years have been vulnerable, and they know it, and they've done absolutely nothing about it. People were sharing. I got at least 30 fucking emails from people who are like, "I tried to share your video on Facebook, and Facebook took it down as probable spam." So don't believe that Mark Zuckerberg testifying in front of Congress that the government made me do it changed the goddamn thing, because he's still censoring everybody. I'm still shadow banned like fuck on Facebook.
They paid his ass off and promised him immunity for all the porn shit that goes on Facebook. He sucked. He's a ball sucker. He's a pussy.
I called him the Silicon Mafia.
He's a cardboard cutout.
I mean,
Jim,
like,
you know that Facebook's just fucking that DARPA project LifeLog, right?
yeah, that's why but we have a term called whoring. And whoring is just like if you go on YouTube and you stream the first 15 minutes of your video and then you whore out YouTube and you're like, and for everything else, come to my fucking Rumble, and then you cut the YouTube stream. That's whoring. That's whoring 101. So use these big platforms for the whores that they are, to, because there's a lot of normies on there, and siphon them away to alternative platforms. So I've always been of the mindset that whoring is a thing. So you might as well try, because you never know who you're going to reach. But I mean, I literally have, bro, I've got 60,000 followers on my 3 Facebook pages, and my personal profile has like 5,000 followers. I was streaming to my profile and the shit got 30 views. So like, I don't even know why I bother streaming to Facebook. Like, it's a fucking joke at this point. So like, I literally posted on all my social media, hey, this is now an archive, and if you want to find me, I'm on x.com/climateviewer. Period. End of story. That's where I'm going to be, because all of the other fucking social medias are fake and gay.
I can't get nothing, not a drop of information out on Facebook about anything that's important. Nothing comes out.
Try this, Jeff. I've actually done this live on my stream to prove people that the shadow ban is real, because there's people that don't believe it's even a thing. And what I did was I looked at people who shared my article. So we'll say Diane, for example. She shared my article, and it was, it was actually a YouTube video. And I'm like, all right, now I'm going to Diane's page. Here is the post. I can see it. You can see it. And there are 0 comments, 0 likes, 0 shares on her post. That strikes me as odd. That never was the case before. She's got 5,000 friends. That's not possible. So I log out. I go to a separate browser. Which is in a virtual machine, which is on a VPN, which has a different MAC address in a different country. I use a different browser with my fake Facebook account. I go to Diane's page, and you can see the post before it and the post after it, and it's not even on her fucking wall.
They crush it straight from
share.
They got their people that crush it immediately, and there are certain pictures that I've seen get crushed on X, and I think that the pictures were so terrible of people getting killed in certain places around the world, so they zapped them off. And then the one worst picture that I've seen was, and I'll never forget it, it'll always be in my mind, was a baby about 7 months old, 6, 7 months old, and it was dead, and it was a terrible picture. I don't even want to say it because of the ladies up here, but the picture disappeared, boom, just like that. But stupid shit. I mean, the only time that I didn't let it go through, I said, Mark Zuckerberg said Trump was a badass, and the fact checker said, well, Mark Zuckerberg doesn't support Donald J. Trump. I was like, fuck you, man. He did say he was a badass after they tried to kill him that first time. And just little stupid comments. I can't even get little stupid comments on Facebook across. It's bad.
Just to put into perspective,
Yeah, it's all fake.
how actual lucky we are that we're on. So we're on a platform right now. I think most people would agree is probably the platform you go to if you don't want to be censored. If you want actual censorship resistance, is probably going to happen on X. Imagine where we would be though if Elon didn't buy X and we were still playing by the other the rules. Like things would be so different. The information we would get would be so different. You could say anything on here as long as it's not illegal or obviously shouldn't be said or taken down for whatever reason. They're real strict about the things they remove off of here.
Dude, I
I
caught
tell
so
you,
much hell for saying that Elon is a good guy because of X in the early days. And there are still people to this day who just won't hear this shit. And I'm like, but you have to recognize that it's the only fucking social media platform where you can actually say just about damn near anything short of threatening violence. And that's just the facts. Like, yeah, oh, there's still people that are whining. Well, I got banned. So Elon's still just as bad as the rest. And I'm like,
They
yeah,
were
but
probably
you
spamming.
literally showed me that you said that dudes like you need to be culled. And we all know what culled means. So you literally are talking about the guy should be killed by somebody else. What did you expect to happen, you fucking moron?
Or they were using bots to do it. Like they're big on bots. I've talked to a lot of people that got their accounts banned because I don't want my account banned. So I'm always interested in what they were doing to get their account banned. And it's almost always tied to they were using bots to do X, whatever it may be. They're real big on that. They want organic, actual shit on here. So that's one of the biggest ways is to use bots to do stuff or push certain things. But
yeah, I mean, the whole people that were like, oh, well, they're sending your information to the Mossad if you get a blue check mark. And I'm like, do you realize that the whole paid model is the way you root out bots? Like, I didn't agree with him when he was like, there should be no anonymity at all. And he's, moderated his position on that, obviously. But there is some truth to the fact that if, we have a platform where there is accountability for the shit you say. That being said, any hacker worth his salt can figure out who any of you fucking people are through this app right now. So don't get it twisted.
I like that.
There is no such thing as anonymity. You know what I mean? There is no such thing as anonymity.
Okay, like you said, it keeps you accountable. So just don't be a shithead, and you'll be okay.
Kimberly talked to me with
I saw an interview with Pink Uger, and he was talking shit to Eric Prince and basically said that he was a fucking mercenary. And it was on Pierce Morgan and Candace Owens was on there. And bro, Eric Prince, Blackwater Craft, the guy, he fucking said, I mean, just how I feel about everything on the internet today. If you would have said that shit, we should probably go back to the 1900s, because if you had said that shit to me back then, I would have challenged you to a duel. Now, that duel might not be to the death, but at the very least, there were repercussions for the words coming out of your mouth. And we've entered a society where everybody thinks they can say whatever they want, and there are no repercussions whatsoever. And I think that's where the hackers come in, because guess what? You better watch your mouth, because somebody can reach out and touch you.
Not even just say
even over the internet.
Doing the actions too, because words don't bother me too much. It's actions. When I see people like doing nefarious things, especially in blockchain, I'm big into DeFi, and I see so much scammy shit happening. It really bothers me. And it's just like, so I love that. And I tell people this all the time. You think you're hiding behind a PFP, but you're really not, because like you said earlier, anybody could, not anybody, but someone who knows what they're doing could find out who you are on here just based on a lot of things, really. With the
Bro, you go to Fiverr and rent a hacker right now. Like literally, you can rent a fucking hacker. Oh, he'll call himself a private investigator, so he gets around the things. But if you really want to know, there are hackers for hire, like left and right. I put my guns down because I'm literally like a law enforcement division certified, gun-toting officer at this point, as my day job. But I mean, shit, if I want, don't piss me off on a Call of Duty lobby because I might rage that night. Anyway, guys, I could fucking hang out and talk all night. Jeff knows how long-winded I am, dude. I love conversating, and this is such a chill atmosphere. Angel, you've been pretty freaking epic, dude. You definitely earned my follow, so let me do that before I get out of here.
I noticed there's another Angel.
Not the other Angel. He's like super gay.
That you're talking-
Your account has been locked. We found some unusual activity on your account. Can you guys hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah,
we got
yeah.
you, bro.
You just gotta
Wait, are
do
you-
that art crow
Is it
thing,
right
man.
now?
It'd be good.
Did that happen literally as you've been on this space?
Yeah, it just happened just now as I followed you. I hit follow you, and this shit just literally said, your account has been locked. We found unusual activity on your account. To make sure X is safe for everyone, we need you to confirm your identity before you can continue using X. To unlock, pass an Arcos challenge.
Just to be clear, I don't think, now I can't be certain about this, but I don't believe it had anything to do with him following me. It was probably just the action that happened.
Isn't that when you go to try to make like if I want to message DM Jim and it says authenticate yourself and it comes up a screen and you authenticate and then it lets you leave the message, same shit?
Well, no, like I was just looking at his his shit is locked because I was literally just scrolling through his stuff. I seen a bunch of stuff about weather and stuff on
I
it.
proved I was a human. Yay! God dang. That's just crazy. I said too many keywords about the HZKs, and that's probably what got me temporarily flagged there. That's new. All right, I guess that's my sign. I took a screenshot of that if anybody wants to see it.
I
Pretty
can see
funny.
it right now on your thing. It's still like for me because I just pulled it up. You probably fixed it by now, but it says caution: this account is temporarily restricted. Yes, view profile. Click.
I hope my age goes away by the
I
morning.
was just looking at your stuff and it didn't do that.
Dude, the screen's like flicking sideways and back like it's trying to recheck me.
You were talking about like how now I do like that we have to send our driver's license in to get the blue check mark, but I do want to caveat that with saying I have an alt account for a business that literally has as a joke I sent the PFP on the driver's license that I sent in and I changed the name and everything on this driver's license, and Twitter accepted it. So it was like a completely obviously fake driver's license. It wasn't even, I didn't, for in a million years, I didn't think they would actually accept it, but I did want to screenshot the attempt because I thought it was funny. And the next day I woke up with a blue check mark on that account. It eventually got removed later, but it was like months had gone by and I just kept paying. I'm like, screw it. If they're going to keep giving me this blue check mark on this ridiculous account, then I'm going to just keep. But it does, you can't, just because you have a blue check mark don't mean a whole lot, I should say, I guess. Because I got
I gotta go. My app is literally wigging the fuck out right now. Like there's a window sliding in from the right, and it's going 1, 2, 3, and then it's disappearing. And it's going 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's like covering the entire screen, and just like a black screen with like a blue button I can't read. So something's fucking weird going on. Anyway, it's been fun talking with y'all. I'm gonna get the fuck off here before this thing
before your
explodes.
phone melts like your hard drives did.
Yeah.
I was good talking to you, Jim.
Something nefarious is going on. Hey man, invite me back anytime, Jeff. You're in the room. Let me know.
All right, brother. Good seeing
Thank
you
you.
tonight, Jim. Thank
Catch up with you tomorrow, man.
Thank you for coming in, man.
Peace out.
Hey. Appreciate y'all tolerating me like pwn the shit out of that flurfer to where we could actually have a conversation. And I'll put up with internet bullies. Good night, guys.
Hey, you guys take care, man. Have a great night. Thanks for having me up. I really appreciate all of you guys.
Peace out, Jeff.
You too, Jeff.
Y'all take care.
So I seen the other Angel pop in. Is that I assume that's not your real name. My name's Angelo, if anybody wanted to know that.
No, that's cool. No, that's just the title. That's not
I
my.
like that though, because I don't see too many of them. I don't see Angel as a name on here.
Yeah, it's because of the state of the world, right? There's not really many angels left. Or are there? They just forgot.
Definitely not. They're still here. They're still doing their thing.
Well, when you reincarnate, you have amnesia. Most of them can't remember.
So do you think that it's possible that I like that you brought up reincarnation, because I've always thought that was a thing too. Because and when sometimes when you get like deja vu, do you ever feel like you're kind of getting a glimpse of maybe a past life or something of that nature?
There's different forms. So yeah, sometimes it's a past life or just a remembrance. You got to understand, like, the future is like the fifth dimension, so it's a line, but it's a string that twangs, right? It can go in different directions, but it goes along a straight line. But yeah, deja vu, it's just energy, like you've when you use like logic to like feel an event, right? It coalesces, right? When you use your intuition, so it feels like you've been there before. Sorry, I'm not the best at explaining it right now, but it's a deductive logic and feeling meeting, and it feels like you've been there before because in your brain you've calculated the events.
So like our brain, and you brought up been there before, because that's probably the biggest thing with deja vu that you can associate it with, is it feels like this thing has already happened, and there's like a feeling that comes with that, and sometimes even details are remembered of this event. Uh, so based on what you just said, it sounds like it could be that we've thought about something, this event, maybe subconsciously or whatnot. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, your subconscious is like a supercomputer. So sometimes in like heightened awareness, and when there's a familiar energy or familiar vibe, it can like coalesce in the moment and you feel the whole entirety of the moment like you've been there before.
Yeah, they say smell is the biggest thing that will make us recall certain things. So like, yeah, as a salesperson, they teach you in sales training to help you with your pitch or whatever, to smell certain things, and then smell that thing again whenever you want to recall that information, because scent is like a very uh, it's a super it's a real powerful sense that we have that we kind of don't really think about too much, and it just kind of goes overlooked. We don't use scent enough.
No, we don't. A lot of people have lost their ability, but if you study reincarnation, scent is very important for that same reason as well. Because a person, like, obviously, you're in a different form, but you can smell their spirit. So, like, people you've run, in the past lives before, they have that, like, same underlying, like, core smell that if you're good at, you can smell them.
And I just thought about this, but like, you think of all our scents, like the word is actually named after the one scent that actually gives you a scent. Like a sixth sense.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it might just be a coincidence. I just thought of that though. Thought that was interesting.
Oh, it's cool. It's cool. So Angel's your first name, like just Angel.
Yeah, it is. My name's Angelo, and the reason it became Angel, because before Elon bought X, you could only see, I don't remember, it might have been way before that actually. When you would put your screen name up, you could see like the whole thing now, but there was a period where you could only see so many letters of the thing if you were in somewhere, and you can only see the O would drop off. So I had my name up there, but the O would drop off. People started calling me Angel, and it just kind of stuck.
I see. What was pulsechain.com? That's a cryptocurrency. Okay. I just saw Chin Lee was in here. You guys were discussing Pulse Chain.
Yeah, Pulse Chain. I'm a big fan of Pulse Chain. Big fan of Richard Hart. A lot of people hate him. I actually don't think he's a horrible person. And I think he has really good intentions personally.
Well, I will take a look.
I'm literally having one of those freaking deja vu moments right now. I swear this conversation has been had already. It could be because we just talked about it, though. It's just a little odd.
Could be. It manifested itself, right?
The Pulse Chain's actually doing pretty good. I haven't even really looked at any charts recently. I was looking at one particular project because it was involved with a project of mine, and it's on Pulse Chain. It's pumping right now, and I was looking at a lot of people projects. Well, they'll like post just the USD chart when something's pumping, and really, if you look at like the USD versus the main liquidity pool, which is usually in the native token, in this case, it'd be Pulse. Like if you look at that chart, it paints a different story. But I was looking at this one at that USD, or I'm sorry, that in random token that I'm not going to mention, and Pulse chart, it looks really good. So Pulse is actually getting attention right now. So it's doing well. But I think a lot of crypto is doing well too. I lost my tab, so I can't even mute myself right now. I'll find it eventually. There it is. I kind of treat Pulse Chain, and some of you guys are going to hate me for saying this. I actually treat Pulse Chain like a monetized test net, because a lot of people won't do things unless they have an incentive to do so, and a lot of times that incentive is monetary. So if you could, at least right now, and I don't think it's always going to be that way, you can kind of look at Pulse Chain like a monetized test net, because it doesn't have like a ton of users going on. There's not a ton of volume, and it's still an EVM chain. So anything you do on Pulse Chain, you can absolutely do on Ethereum or Base. In my opinion, Base, Coinbase specifically, will probably be in the conversation in 10 years when we're talking about Microsoft, Apple. Coinbase will also be in that conversation, in my opinion, because of the direction they're going. But Pulse Chain is an absolute perfect test net if you have a product that you want to test with real users, and you still have some bugs you maybe want to work out. It's perfect to launch it on Pulse Chain. And there's a ton of degens over here too, so like you never know, you might do well.
Might be a degen. I like that.
I think if you're in this space, you've probably done degenerate stuff at some point.
Probably.
Is there any Pokemon fans in here? Apparently, there's a whole Pokemon community on Pulse Chain that's going bananas right now. I was looking through messages. There's half a dozen messages about Pokemon related stuff.